I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time. I'm a person who will spike the conversation, who will get politics rolling and stimulate new questions and new answers to our current political dilemma facing our nation. I believe I have a keen understanding of the economy and how to improve where we're at relative to other nations around the world. I believe that our goal at America's Third Party was to create a very strong platform in which would propel the American people forward with new opportunities and a new possibility of creating a better nation, a cleaner environment, and less war. I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to America's Third Party. Hi. Hello. Yes, I am David Sponheim, and this is our Technology Thursday. Against a backdrop of beautiful nature, fall coming on the East Coast, the mildew is growing on the Southeast Coast. Houston is being sprayed with massive amounts of insecticides, organophosphates, to keep down the mosquitoes from growing. And I tend to agree we're going to have to deal with the mosquito problem first, because that's where disease can really spread. So in this particular instance, I understand the use of these insecticides. We just have to deal with it. Sarah just came in the door. She'll be in about a half an hour or so. Yeah, and I bet I just finished a dinner that I made spaghetti squash, and it's slowly cooking on the stove in the Visionware, melding together all the flavors. Totally natural, organic spaghetti squash with a pound of beef that added to the flavoring. And it worked out great. I do the technology show the same day I do the cooking show. So to show how flexible we are, we have another laptop in the other room, and we can do a show in there. It's amazing the technology that abounds now. It really is. You know, when I started working with computers back in the mid-'80s and added video to my abilities, I produced a few commercials, and I used to make money doing that. And then I realized that I enjoyed the medium so much that I would rather just sink myself into the medium of video, and live video specifically. So we have kind of focused on that since 2008. And since we've been doing the show, a lot of people are watching us and trying to figure out what's going on in the world from a different perspective. Well, today the news featured Trump slamming Susan Rice, saying what she did was wrong, but all the Republicans said it was perfectly normal. This is how disconnected this person is. Now, this is the person who's our president, okay? Yeah. Where they got this picture, I don't know, but this is the guy running our country. Yeah, I would love to do a Google Glass video for cooking, but again, technology is going to catch up to me. We'll get better mics and all that later. Hundreds of millions of people watch the show, and this guy's in charge, and he doesn't even understand the law. Susan Rice had every reason in the world to unmask the identities of Trump transition team officials caught up in the national security surveillance. She had every right to look into why Donald Trump was meeting with the Saudi princes prior to the inauguration without consulting the Obama cabinet and the transition team. A gross violation of the Logan Act, I might add. And since nobody's mentioning the Logan Act, I might as well mention it to you. It has been violated by Donald Trump hundreds of times now. Prior to the election, we know that his team met 18 times with Russia. But when you think of all the different things they were doing in advance without consulting Obama and the transition team, you've got to really raise that big question. You know, what's going on with this guy? I uncovered a very disturbing tweet today, and it referenced an article about cyber surveillance. And apparently Donald Trump has fired the cyber surveillance team that was there in place doing a great job under Obama. Yeah, so let me go to that link right now. I ran across it on Twitter. Here it is. Top cyber official to exit, leaving a myriad of questions. Now, I happened upon this remotely. I just was looking into cyber surveillance and issues like that the government is obviously dealing with this Equifax problem. And there's a link to it. And apparently he's getting rid of one of the top guys, Christopher Painter. The administration's top cyber diplomat will leave the State Department at the end of the month. He's the coordinator for cyber issues at State and has been leading American delegations to international cyber meetings since 2011 and negotiating joint agreements with other countries on issues like protecting critical infrastructure and developing cyber norms. Well, it occurred to me that Trump is doing exactly what Russia wants him to do. Getting rid of the top cyber surveillance guy in the country is extremely reckless. And again, something that Trump could get away with, not looking totally like he's doing Putin's bidding, but obviously doing Putin's bidding. Susan Rice was looking out for our country. Trump is not. Trump stuck Mike Flynn in the office, and Sally Yates, the former Attorney General, interim Attorney General, had said that Michael Flynn was working for the Russians, and Trump still stuck him in as national advisor, security advisor. It's crazy. UHF is going all over the world, yes. The cyber dude is a State Department? No, he's one of the top guys. Look at you have no idea. You know who ran Trump's campaign security for the internet? Rudy Giuliani was running it for a while. They don't know anything about cybersecurity. These people are completely lost, and they're putting really loose cannons in the office where we need really tight people who know exactly what to do. Now, Painter is one of the best in the world, and he's being kicked out. Why? No reason. No reason at all. Other than doing Russia's bidding. I mean, obviously Russia doesn't want us to have a safety net over cybersecurity. I'm not doing another blackface. Unless Barack Obama becomes president again, I'm not going to be doing it. Let's not forget VHF watchers. That's right. Well, I'm not a cybersecurity expert. I'd be kidding you if I said I was. And I must tell you that with this lack of concern about Equifax, and even Equifax doesn't seem to have adequate security on their new screen they're offering for free lookups on their social security numbers. That doesn't seem to be secure. Misanthropy found a gross error in the XSS side of the transaction you make when you open a website. So a lot of people are very concerned about cybersecurity, especially now. I'm not the only person screaming about Russia. Believe me, I'm the person leading the story on Russia. The deep state is following me. Now, all these idiots out there, like, well, I don't know, they seem like shills. Richie from Boston and Dabu7 and, oh yeah, we got to freak out right now. This kind of stuff is being promoted by our government. Now, Richie from Boston doesn't realize he's being used, but he's getting all kinds of YouTube hits now claiming that there's a solar cover operation going on by our government. And he just discovered this called chemtrails. And that's the line the government's telling people. That's not really what's going on, Richie from Boston. Anybody who believes that is an idiot. They're literally dumping chemicals in the atmosphere to destroy our environment and deplete our ozone rapidly. These elitists want to kill off 95% of the population. It's not about solar cover. In fact, if you put things in the atmosphere, it's going to create an inversion zone, and it's going to heat the entire globe up more, not cool it down. So these people get these concepts in their minds, and they run with them, and then they act like they're an expert. They're not. The line from the government is not what's really happening. If they put aluminum in the atmosphere and they say it's going to reflect the sunlight, aluminum oxidizes within 3 or 4 minutes and turns to black soot. So the idea it's going to reflect sunlight is absurd. Well, you should be scared. They're literally trying to kill off 95% of the population. And I can show you site after site that confirms this. Even elitists like Ted Turner have openly stated in recorded broadcasts that he really wants to get rid of 95% of the population. That's his goal. It's like, oh, okay. Really? Ted? Seriously?
We've got to stabilize the population. When I was born, there were
so what's wrong with the population? I mean,
with too many people. That's why we have global warming. We have global warming because too many people are using too much stuff. But if there were less people, they'd be using less stuff. You know, we're altering the climate and the world in so many different ways. And what we're doing is reducing the Earth's carrying capacity so that each year the natural world gets poorer and less able to support the increasing number of people. We have a finite world, but an infinite ability to increase our population.
I think what he's saying is we have a finite world and we have an infinite amount of greed at the top. That people like him have an infinite amount of greed and they don't want to clean up the earth. They don't want to clean up the refuse from their plastic manufacturing plants. They don't want to deal with air pollution. They just want to get rid of 95% of the population. They're genocidal maniacs. Okay? No, I don't look like him. He's like 5'10", I'm 6'4". Yeah, anyway. They're surrounding you with cell towers that are jacked up with so much copper wire in it. Who knows what they're going to do? Zap the entire population? They're literally poisoning the atmosphere, killing the ozone, and acting like they're helping. No, they're trying to kill 95% of the population. So if you aren't on board with this realization, then I can't even talk to you about cybernetics and the coming dangers of artificial intelligence. So are you on board here? Because they believe they're going to replace all of us worker ants with cybernetic organisms. Human flesh of a metal exoskeleton. I'm not the voice of paranoia. I'm the voice of hope. I'm the voice of what are we going to do to stop these people? Let's build this third party. That's what I'm all about. I'm more credible than Alex Jones in the eyes of so many people. Alex Jones sounds like a whack job. He starts out his shows, you know, you're talking about breeding humans with animals in genetic laboratories. Nobody cares about animals being bred with humans. Focus on what we're doing right now. Fluoridating the water, dumbing down the population. Alex Jones just wants to turn everything into a tangential statement so he can actually make the truth look crazy. That's his big goal. He's controlled opposition. He is being paid $9 million a year. I get nothing. I get zip. He gets $9 million a year. I get nothing. Who are you going to believe? The guy who gets nothing or the guy that gets $9 million a year? You have to decide. You believe the guy who gets $9 million a year, you'd probably believe anybody. Yeah, Illuminati confirmed. Alex Shill Jones. And he's not even Alex Jones. The real Alex Jones is long gone. We don't know what happened to him. Well, let's be clear. Yeah, I can show you pictures. I do every night. I might as well just show you this one. The real Alex Jones is right here on the left. The fake one is on the right. Heck, I even look more like the guy on the left. This guy is Bill Hicks. He's posing as Alex Jones. Whatever happened to this guy, he's long gone. He's been dead for many years. Gone. So, believe me, they did something to this guy. They took advantage of his ideas and built a show around it. And then a company by the name of Skunkworks Productions, run by Lockheed Martin, bought up the InfoWars and Prison Planet websites. And then they created the Alex Jones that they like to control, who basically tells you whatever they tell him. The other guy was not controllable. What's up? Okay, I hope everybody's listening in. We've got a new mic. We've got the Mad Dog mic in operation tonight. Boy, look at this. It's like a breath of fresh air, this video, or this image. That's not the image I was looking for. That's very black. But this is very blue. I want this sky again. Yeah. Remember that? A long, long time ago. I remember skies like that. Yeah. I want that sky again. In fact, I am so inspired by that, I'm going to bring in another picture. I've got a new background I'd like to add to the mix. Yeah, something beautiful. Like Mount Fukushima. Beautiful Mount Fukushima, where water drains down into the ocean at a 5% grade and goes right through the nuclear radiation meltdown plants. 5 reactors there, or 6 reactors. There's 3 that are seriously melting down. Yeah, that's a nice picture, isn't it? There's no chemtrails above Fukushima. Of course, it is irradiated. Yeah, right. We didn't get chemtrails today. It was a day of rest for our area. I was without chemtrails. It turns out that these sunflowers, they soak up 5% of the radiation. So they planted them all around Mount Fukushima to soak up the radiation. So when they harvest the sunflowers, they pull about 2 to 5% of the radiation away from the ground soil, and then they can move it somewhere else. It's a cool idea. All right. Hello, Sarah.
Hello, David. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
No, I'm a little early, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit. I just want to announce that I discovered this morning, that Trump is getting rid of the top cybersecurity official and a whole department of cybersecurity people. He's kicking them out. And I ran this story earlier. I just cannot believe the incompetence of this man, especially on the heels of Equifax and their disastrous situation that happened. He's getting rid of one of the top guys. And now this story. After massive giveaways to industry, mining executives will spend big at Trump's DC hotel. So they're bribing, or in their mind, they're bribing him by going and staying at the DC hotel. They chose the Trump International Hotel for a private conference next month, the Mining Association. So it's just bizarre how we've allowed this contamination of our government with his business. It's absolutely bizarre. David Sponheim has downloaded a terabyte of music, which, you know, remember the Napster days? We did the little downloads, but he got a terabyte of music. It's a lot of music, man. The cyber officials are very, very serious and important in our society. I was researching cybersecurity today because when I mailed off Mad Dog's package, his book is on the way. Yeah. Hi, Katrina. I was standing in line, and a guy stood in line in front of me, and he started a conversation with the postal worker, both former military, and he said he was a cybersecurity expert, and he had written 23 books. And I was like, really? In my mind, I was like, wow, 23 books. Cybersecurity expert living in our area. And I was so fascinated, I went online and I looked for him, and he doesn't exist. He's that good. He doesn't have a footprint here. So he's working his operations out of our area, but he doesn't have a footprint here. He doesn't have any connections to him being here. So he must be good. I did piece it together who he was, though. And I checked his face, and I can definitely tell you the guy's a major figure in the world of cybersecurity. And I'm not going to tell you who he is. But lo and behold, he's standing right in front of me in the post office. It was unbelievable.
When was that? Today?
No, this is yesterday when I mailed the package off.
Oh, you said he wrote so many books?
He had 23 books to his name, and not one book is connected to him, you know.
Did you actually read? Did he give you any name drop any of these books?
Nope. I'm going to take it at face value. He's telling the postal guy in front of me, the post office worker, about it. I overheard the conversation. He turned to me and looked at me, and it was like I was wearing my sunglasses. He probably thought I was like an NSA agent standing there in line tracking him. Because I did my little thing with the priority mail thing, and I walked outside, and he was gone. He was so sleuthy. He's split. He didn't want anyone to know who he was. But I figured out who he is.
You figured out who he is?
Yeah. We've got a pretty heavy-duty cybersecurity guy living in our area, and he doesn't want anyone to know about it. So anyway, cybersecurity became my research topic today, and I found out this article is just blowing me away that Trump is literally doing the Russian work of getting rid of our top cybersecurity experts.
Yeah.
He's just cleaning house and wiping out our layer of defense that we need to guard against Russia or China. No, it wasn't Andrew Kaspersky. Nice guess, though. But this guy was a definite heavy. And you could see from his tattoos on his arm that he was proudly wearing multiple tours of duty in the military. Yeah. He wasn't like a lightweight character. He was the real deal. Sarah's going to give you some time in the show. Let me just check the news and follow up on any lead stories real quick. I'm the one pitching the story. The deep state's following me. I'm worried about Russia controlling our country, and even they're bragging about it. Russian officials are bragging about how they controlled the election. And our country's so weak, we allowed Trump to win. And you people support this guy, Trump. Okay, the big story here is North Korea has launched a missile over Japan. Now, we don't know exactly where it went, but I can follow the trajectory later.
Hokkaido?
Yeah, I'm going to have to... It's got to be on down here like that in order to grab it. It's Hokkaido. Akido. Hokkaido. Second time in less than a month. The missile went over the sky.
He's mispronouncing that, but anyway.
You know, it'd be great if I had a missile GIF to play over the screen, wouldn't it?
There you go.
Just kind of put it right over the Mount Fukushima.
You could call it missile.
I will. So was your day pretty good overall? Yeah. Good.
Good.
That's good. All right, I'm going to put a missile GIF over there. Something is not very right with what North Korea is doing, provoking Japan and making a mockery of our work with this ally. I'm surprised Trump has not launched a anti-ballistic missile attack on the missiles that are being sent over the skies of Japan. I mean, when is this going to go live? We'll do it live. You got to wonder. Okay. I often go to alphabetical whenever I have a problem. Okay, there it is. I'm laughing because I really want to be crying here. You got an image of a missile? Oh, Okay. We get a lot of images from Scissor Fight. He adds to the stories in our show.
Lots of memes.
A lot of memes. What's the difference between police in the UK and police in the United States of America? One person was killed by the UK police in 2014. 1,196 people were killed by the US police in 2014. So the UK killed one person. Our police killed 1,196 people. So yeah, that's pretty serious. When our country is so brutal that we don't even have checks and balances to prevent police brutality like that. Thank you.
Hello, Laura.
Welcome to the show. Hi, DT.
Yeah, that's a good question,
Yeah.
Mark.
Yeah, I'll put it
shot
up.
down the missile for practice. I don't know.
That's what I've been suggesting. Mark is now saying something that I've been saying for the past 2 years. Why don't they shoot down the missile? Why don't they just test out our equipment to shoot down missiles? Why are we not doing live responses to this threat? You know, it makes no sense that we wouldn't use our anti-ballistic missile systems. So hopefully it didn't graze Mount Fukushima, but there is a serious threat from North Korea. Not pretty.
I'm going to have whatever David made. He said he made some spaghetti squash. I'm going to have that a little bit later.
Yeah. It's still kind of cooking.
He said it was still kind of cooking on the stove, so.
We're on the new mic now, by the way.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't show, but we are on the new mic. You sound a lot clearer.
Nice. Glad to hear it. Okay. Well, it's spaghetti squash and spaghetti sauce, right? So that will probably be good. I'm glad it's not spaghetti noodles. I know, I do. There. I no longer have it. There. What do you mean it's old? Spaghetti squash is still good. Yes, JJ, whatever. Thank you for reminding me. For the most part, yes. Well, I like noodles at dinner time, but I don't like noodles at lunchtime. Make toast. Okay. If geoengineering exists, why not chemtrails the missile using scalar radar to divert it back so it crashes? Oh, yeah, that would be good. So it crashes back on a North Korean beach. Is it true I have a crush at school? Not that I'm aware of, no. There's a long round pasta. Oh, is it rotini? Yeah. I don't know, 664. I've seen spaghetti squash last a long time from people who grow them. It's not that I hate noodles, they're not my favorite. I was interested in that article, and then David went to look at the news. So I guess I should show that. Well, we'll see. Trump's immigration talks with Democrats attract cautious support. How do you say this? Treasury Secretary Mnuchin requested government jet for European honeymoon. Wow. You had a good steak. Best steak ever? That nice. I like a curry. Harvard invited Chelsea Manning to campus. A former CIA chief resigned in protests. Wow. U.S. Special Officer Operations soldier was killed in a training exercise. Oh, that's very sad. 7 injured. Fort Bragg. Wow. training exercise. What was that? I want to find out more about this. Do I remember that? Access to Imager was denied. Oh. Here. Let me restart this. So 5 sailors were injured, 10 were... Oh, that's Malaysian. Is that Fort Bragg? Oh. I don't know if that's with that. One U.S. Army Special Operations soldier was killed and several others were injured in a firing range incident at Fort Bragg on Thursday, according to a U.S. defense official. It's the latest in a shocking string of non-combat accidents that have killed or wounded more than 50 troops since June. Since June. Staff Sergeant Alexander Delita, who was enrolled in the Special Forces qualification course at the U.S. Army John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School, was identified by the Army as a soldier killed in the Fort Bragg incident. The cause of death is still under investigation. What will happen September 23rd? I don't know. September... Oh, you want me to link that Fort Bragg issue? Sure. It's on CNN. And then you want me to look up September 23rd. End of the world on September 23rd, 2017. Shock. Bible prophecy warns the rapture is near. The end of the world. The rapture is coming on September 23rd, claims a Christian evangelist. The answers are in Genesis. The great prophetic significance of September 23rd. What's going to happen? Revelation 12. Sign. The tribulation period may begin on September 23rd, 2017. It's an apocalyptic belief heralding that the time of Jacob's trouble, known as the tribulation period. Oh, that was the one, actually. The ships that wrecked. It's the video on the top of that page, David Sponheim. Do you want me to link it to you again? I know. I agree with you, Carpet Muncher. The Bible says only God knows the day and time. So therefore, September 23rd, debunked. That would be fantastic, 741. Good evening, Jessica. Loves Jesus. Oh, Meta-Nemesis. You made me feel so sad. There are escorts. True that. Get it over with. Say, you're so beautiful to women. Or whoever you think is beautiful, go up and say, you're beautiful. I need you. I want you. Whatever. Ben Shapiro's about to talk at Berkeley. Are you so excited? Really? It doesn't work in today's world? Well, if a woman said that, I guess it would work. I mean, if you just say that, really? I don't know. I think it's Mount Fuji. Mount Fukushima? Not sure. Maybe it's Mount Fuji. All right. Yeah, you have to save up some money for that back-end audio, but then there you go. Maybe it is Fujiyama. Okay. Yeah, I know. You might get smacked, but you'll get smacked 100 times too. Then you'll get someone that says, okay, fine. You know, 1,000 smacks and one, all right, let's go. Hey, mystify me. All right. Thanks for letting me know, 622 versus 191. Yes, that's a good point, back-end audio. Good point. All about setting and things like that. David has a whole lot of tabs open. I'm tempted to go through them and close out of them. And then I need to start trivia. Well, not need, but... No, I don't think he does that kind of thing. Okay. Some people say commentator, some people say comedian, Bengalitis. All right. I think you still have to work tomorrow, 741. I hate to burst your bubble. All right, ready for some, I think I'm ready for some idioms. What is noblesse oblige? Oblige. Noblesse oblige. Noblesse oblige. Ah. It's from... Anyway. What the noble owes to you because you are their king? Maybe what the noble owes to you because you're less fortunate than them. It is from the French, good. It means nobility obligates. So it is the belief that the wealthy and privileged are obliged to help those less fortunate. Noblesse oblige. What is a no-brainer? unoriginal thoughts.
You don't have to have a brain to realize it.
No brainer. You
No
don't
brainer.
have to have a brain to realize something.
Yeah.
Oh, I like how David said it.
Yeah.
Something that is absurdly simple or easy and requires little thought. Making pumpkin pie can be a no-brainer if you use frozen pastry and canned filling.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's
It's a
pretty good.
no-brainer. You don't need a brain. It's not necessary.
What is non-compos mentis? Non-compos mentis. Oh. You are Mama June, Dave Sponheim. That explains a lot. Yeah, make it a woman. Whoa, man. Non-directional thinking? Wrong direction. Thank you for being nice to me. Sarah, run! Run! Run for office. I would be pretty good in office. That's true. Non-compos mentis, a phrase used to describe someone who is out of his or her mind and therefore not legally responsible for his or her actions. It was determined by the court that the killer was non-compos mentis, from the Latin meaning not having control of the mind. Not of sound mind, correct. 909. What is nose out of joint? What does it mean when your nose out of joint? Thanks, Rodney. I guess, you know, it's just probably you like who you look like. Maybe you look like me, since I don't know what you look like. Maybe Antifa. Ooh, I like that saying. Talent on loan from God. Ooh, that's really nice. That's a nice compliment. Yes, to be in a bad mood. Good job, people. When you're upset, mad or upset. To be in a bad mood. Ever since Bill got that traffic ticket, he had his nose out of joint. No, never. David never was. Never will be. Rodney. I think it's wrong to punch anyone. Just let them be. Let them be. Let them be. Let them be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. What is nose to the grindstone? Hate speech is only in addition to another speech, and if you do hit someone, then you might be committing a hate crime. Working hard, working very hard. Yes. Nose to the grindstone, to work extremely hard. Emily takes her bar exam next month, so she really has her nose to the grindstone. Oh, it's from slavery. At least it's all virtual, Antifa. It could be. It could be. All right. Who are the nouveau riche? Lucky jet sitters, the newly rich. You wish he would go deeper into the meaning of these phrases. And proof virtual education can work. You've never heard of the nouveau riche? It is a pejorative term for anyone who has recently become rich and who spends money conspicuously. It's from the French meaning new rich. And let me explain. Pejorative is like a kind of like it's like saying a bad word. So nouveau riche is like, oh, those, it's exactly, it's like a way to say exactly what 141 put in the, it's an insult, exactly. It's an insult, and they spend money conspicuously. So when you do something conspicuously, you do it to be seen. Oh, let me buy that on my credit card because I just got so much money. Whereas most people, like, if they're not nouveau riche, they're like, they're not going to be spending money just to be seen that they're rich. You should be consoling her. And then, you know, you can console her, and that means cuddling with her and spooning with her, which leads to... All right. Maybe they think you should be a songwriter, 898. What is Old Glory? I have a great big forehead because I'm so smart. Yes, Old Glory is a flag, specifically a nickname for the United States flag. The United States flag. What's an old hat? I've heard of a white hat and a black hat and a black cat. What's an old hat? Experiences. Old story. Yeah, an old hat is obsolete, old-fashioned. Get with it, Murray. Your methods are tricky, are strictly old hat. We not want new hat. Yeah, David's not old hat. I agree. What does it mean to be on pins and needles? On edge, nervous. On nerves end, nervous, anxious. Anticipatory. Ooh, I like that word. That's a good point, JJ. Whatever. In a state of anxiety or tense expectation, Jackie was on pins and needles waiting to hear about her job application.
Look what I found from a robe I had from 1982.
Oh.
I saved it.
That green one?
I knew I'd need it.
Whoa.
Isn't that cool?
Yes. Who knew? Who are you talking about, Harry? What is on tenterhooks? Neuropathy, pins and needles. On tenterhooks. Nervous. Yes. worried or scared. Yes, to be kept on tenterhooks is to be held in a state of nervous apprehension. We've been on tenterhooks since the election results started coming in. A tenterhook was a hook device used in the 1700s to secure newly woven cloth onto a frame. So they used tenterhooks to secure the newly woven cloth onto a frame.
I wanted to show this thing that I made.
Yes, thank you for making that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a little cat stair for the cat to step up on our bed.
Thanks for putting that together.
Yeah.
Has she used it yet?
Not yet.
Oh, thanks, Joseph. You like my flowers. I appreciate that. It is like a box to hug. Yeah, I bought it and then it came all flat. So it like had to be put together. That reminds me of this joke my dad kept saying about the wall. He said, so IKEA decided to get into working on the Mexican wall. It comes with 4,800,072 blocks, 10,950,000 screws, and 1 Allen wrench. Well, Amber's not heavy, she just is older. Alright. What does it mean to be on the horns of a dilemma? On the horns of a dilemma. Well, the thing is that all IKEA furniture packages or whatever, IKEA always puts an Allen wrench in their packages. The cat is still around. She's really good. Yes, it's unable to decide, to be divided between two seemingly equal options and to be undecided as to which option to choose. When Mary was offered two equally attractive jobs, she found herself on the horns of a dilemma. All right, sunflower seeds. Yeah, Amber's just been sleeping a lot, I guess. She always comes out when Dave is around, but that's it. I think I need some coffee. I don't really drink coffee, but maybe. All right. What does it mean to be on the level? On the level. What are you talking about, 358? To be honest, to not lie. On the level. To be the same as everyone else. To be on the level is honest without deception. We doubted that the offer could be genuine, but it turned out to be on the level. What about on the warpath? I don't usually get on the warpath. War oath. Yeah, it's like on a warpath. On the warpath. Mad. Mad. Yep. Mad and out for blood. Aggressive. It's from a Native American expression for war. To be on the warpath is to be exceedingly angry and to be inclined to take some hostile action. Watch out! John is on the warpath today. You're pursuing aggressively. To be ready for a battle without thoughts. Ooh, I like that 898. That's a good way to describe it. Okay. Trump says, hey, there have been big hurricanes before. I support David. What is once in a blue moon? Once in a blue moon. Very seldom. Simply once in a while. Rarely. Yes. Once in a blue moon. To do something once in a blue moon is to do it very rarely. Good job, Rex, and everybody else. Something rare. The company puts on a good performance only once in a blue moon. The phrase refers to the appearance of a second full moon within a calendar month, which actually happens about every 32 months. What does it mean to... I should just stop right there. What does it mean to paint the town red? Yeah, you'll continue waiting for years. We'll both be too old and then I won't care. I don't think so, Antifa. Party on, Garth. So live it up. 622 says, JJ, whatever to party. Go out and party. Yes. To go carousing is what it says. Carousing. Arnie and a few buddies of his drove off in a big car Friday night and really painted the town red. Carousing? Okay. I never heard of carousing before. I'm gonna go carousing with my comrades. I'm gonna go carousing around the carousel. Yeah, carousing. I don't think he's my enemy. David might, though. What does it mean to pass the buck? I know. I know, it's all good. To pass the buck. Pass responsibility, yes. Pass the blame, blame somebody else, not take the blame, blame someone else. Share a male deer at Christmas time. Ha! Pass the buck. pass the turkey, pass the buck. That's pretty funny, Ticken. Pass the buck, to shift blame from oneself to another person. Passing the buck is a way of life in large bureaucracies, but who was it? Somebody had the buck stops here on his, I think it was just back here. On his shelf. Anyway, all right. What does it mean to pay the piper? Yeah. Pay your dues. Pay the piper, pay your dues. To pay the consequences for self-indulgent behavior. Suffer for your sins. Yes, I like that better. Pay for your fun. Pay the piper. If you stay up late at night to watch TV in the morning, you will have to pay the piper. Isn't that a song, Abnormal? Yeah, you're listening to it. It sounds good. We need to mass produce this. Okay, sounds good. I'll look at it in a second. I've got 2 more. What does it mean to pay through the nose? Pay through the nose. Pay too much? Pay for overpriced items. Yes, to pay unreasonably high prices. If you visit any major city these days, you had better be prepared to pay through the nose for a hotel room. What is PC? Or to be PC?
Okay. Once in a blue moon. What was that?
Correct. About? Politically correct. Once in a blue moon. It was one of the idioms. We're learning idioms.
Yeah, where did that come from? Do you know?
Once in a blue moon. It refers to the appearance of a second full moon within one calendar month. This actually happens about every 32 months.
Wow, that's good.
PC does mean politically correct. It refers to social, political, and educational changes designed to redress historical injustices in areas such as race, gender, ethnic background, and sexual orientation. Haven't you read the latest directive on PC language? Please refer to our colleagues as women, not ladies or girls. The phrase and abbreviation, which also appears as uppercase PC, both debuted in the late 20th century.
I was very politically direct with my blackface impersonation of Barack Obama. That was not PC. Mark Vaughn, remember when he called me, and you probably weren't here, but he said he didn't buy a Rolex watch, and now he's showing it off. The $50,000 Rolex watch. It's just amazing how this guy lies through his teeth. All right. Don't call me gay, because I'm not. Yeah, it's sexual harassment to call me gay. It's sexual harassment to call a woman, a hot babe too, if you don't want to get down to the brass tacks. But women do like to be called hot babes. So.
I don't know about the word babe.
Babe is bad. It's politically incorrect. The word
I don't
babe.
know. I mean, I guess it's okay, but
no, it's not. It's a chick. Now that's demeaning, like you're a little chicken, Chick. Yeah, that chick was pretty cool. Yeah, chick is okay. Or that broad. What does broad mean? I mean, that's like, what? Broad, that's what they used to call ladies, that dame. Back in the 30s, they call them dames, So all these words are politically incorrect now, so we have to erase the English language and just define. There should be a dictionary. It's the politically correct dictionary, enforced by law. Don't you agree?
No.
No. But it is kind of ridiculous how political correctness seems to be pushing freedom of speech back into a corner. I don't talk about my personal attire. I consider it unladylike to discuss it in front of a lady. I don't talk about my body part. Hey there, Zetterbeard. Bengalitis is here with 2 eyes. No, Mark has 2 new cars. You just start tracking what's happening. He bought a truck and a new car. 2 new vehicles, yeah. Hey, I'm not a Nazi, dude. I'm a centrist. I'm not trying to, you know, alienate anybody here. Yes, it does. Thank you, Sarah, for coming in and helping out. There is a dish that you could, well, you could break that out into lunches. I left some containers for you. Because it's a low-carb lunch idea we can refreeze. You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension of thought and space and time. You're watching one David Sponheim as he attempts to build a political party in a world of brain-dead jellyfish who don't really understand how screwed up the world is. I'm trying to make people aware of chemtrails, and some guy says, I don't want to look at the chemtrail guy. Where do you want the missile? Let's face it above Mount Fukushima, tipping up slightly. All right. All right, so here we are every day. You have insider knowledge that Mark is being paid very well to censor you. Yeah. Would you like another missile? We're offering up free missiles today for anybody who wants one. Yeah, come on in. Anyone? There you go. Apparently, Kim Jong-un has got a wholesale discount emporium there. He's just delivering them daily over Japan, and Trump hasn't done anything. He hasn't even shot one of them down. I don't understand this. Did you want a president with balls, or what? I thought you thought that Trump had balls. Are you beginning to realize that now that he's pandering to Pelosi and Schumer, Charles Schumer, and having this circle jerk with the Democrats in the Oval Office? I mean, is this what you wanted? You right-wing patriots? Hello? You got sucked into it. They play you every single election. You guys just fall for it. Well, Trump's going to stop the New World Order. He's a Zionist. He's going to do exactly what Israel tells him to do. And all the people that run Israel, that run Netanyahu. Because Netanyahu's just a leader. I mean, he's not in charge. I mean, really. You voted for Trump to be a troll. So it's like going out and getting a tattoo to look different. And then you turn around and everybody's got tattoos. So you're like, what the? Ouch. Starting to burn my ear. I'm going to push the missile away a little bit. Let's give it a full-on, yeah, oh, hey, yep. There you go. Up and away, my beautiful ICBM. North Korea fires second ballistic missile over Japan, BBC News. Yeah, Donald Trump does nothing. I don't do tattoos. No, I will not in any way defile the flesh that God has given me. Now, you can do whatever you want. It's free will and all that. I mean, look at these two. They apparently did everything they wanted to do, and now they got to answer to the St. Peter or whatever. Maybe you're an atheist, don't believe in God. That's okay. Maybe they're atheists and don't believe in God. Bill Clinton's impeachment to be focus of a history-scripted drama called The Breach. It'd be better if they did a drama called The Benghazi. You know, I mean, let's find out what really happened when Hillary ordered the death of Chris Stevens. I'm sorry, did I say that? Yeah, well, I loved Sheriff Joe before Donald Trump did. Even though Sheriff Joe doesn't support legalization of marijuana, I'm the guy who said Sheriff Joe did a good job with the cold case posse work on Barack Obama's fake birth certificate. Trump won't even stand behind that. He's so flip-floppy. Oh my God, this guy flip-flops all over the place. He's like a fish out of water waiting to, you know, kick the bucket. Dave's right, Sheriff Joe is right, but Trump still doesn't get it. He doesn't realize that Barack Obama lied to us about his birth certificate, and we could easily overturn the health care bill by just going after the birth certificate. It's that simple. Breaking news. Secretary of State Tillerson calls on all nations to take new measures against North Korea. Now, that sounds pretty same old, same old. How many of these breaking news stories, new measures, have we heard from the State Department? Geez, Rex, could you not play into this? You're just playing into the hand of North Korea by reacting to him. Just ignore the guy. My eyelids are deep. That's why they look pink to you. I have deep-set eyes. Guy, what's going on? Oh, that's the marijuana man. We don't feature him. He makes marijuana legalization supporters look like potheads. Yeah. No, I'm not blazed. You want to look at my eyes? You can't look at my eyes. Yeah, marijuana man is just ruining the whole... If you're going to smoke marijuana, you're going to at least be happy, you know? The guy's kind of a downer. Have you seen that video of him talking? This is his trip.
Hey, boys and girls, ladies, gentlemen, whatever other kind of people tune into this crazy.
He's making marijuana seem like a real drag, you know? It's an uplifting feeling to get high and realize, gee, I'm not as screwed up as I thought I was. You know, we're worrying about the debts you have to pay. Worried about your wife calling you names or saying, honey, are you in the other room masturbating? And her looking at you like that. Aren't I enough for you, honey? Well, of course not, honey. Men look around. They like to look at other women. What the hell? They're very visual. I'm not telling you how to be a woman. Officials removed Robert E. Lee statue from Dallas Park. See, I would not allow this. This is insane. This desecration of our monuments, especially the Confederate ones. This is going on right now, May, in Dallas Park, right now, Fox.
$1,000 to get rid of the statue. That's according to the mayor. He called it a decision about morality, but critics say it's a waste of money and that the city officials are erasing history. That crane you saw there, well, that was part of the reason that it wasn't removed earlier, because the city council actually passed a resolution, an emergency resolution saying get rid of the statue, and then someone filed a lawsuit. A judge issued a restraining order saying no, keep the statue for now, and that expired. And then that crane on the left-hand side was coming up from Houston and got into a fatal accident on the way from Houston to Dallas that delayed the removal even further.
Did you hear that? It was like the Confederate gods were saying, don't do it. Somebody got hurt. The crane had a fatal accident and hurt somebody. It's absurd what happened. Connie doesn't participate in our show. Never did. I don't know why you're missing her. Marijuana isn't magic. People shouldn't view it as such. Yet, yes, it should be legal for 18 and above, but we all know how well the drinking age stops young people from drinking, right? Wow, Bag End Audio trying to come it around to legalization slowly but surely. It's taken you, what, 5 years for you to get that far? That's absurd. Connie has deep-set eyes too. The whole family has, you know, probably the most deep-set eyes out there. You are pro-weed, good. I was just rolling you over the coals there. Let's see, we're going to be firing any of these missiles anytime soon, or what's going to happen with these guys? Deploy missile technology. We need anti-ballistic missile technology to intercept the bad guys. you know? Okay. Plastic-eating fungus found at a landfill site in Pakistan. Isn't this wonderful? This is the best news I've heard all day. There's a fungus among us, everybody. And it's in Pakistan. This thing is the kind of thing that you could bag and put in a wonderful, solution for all the landfills around the world. Look at that. One of the defining characteristics of the Anthropocene, the geological epoch we have recently ushered up, is the massive amount of plastics that we manufacture and discard. One of the reasons we use so much of it is because it's difficult to degrade. But this also means that billions of tons of plastic that we produce are still hanging around in landfills and in the oceans. Yet, fascinatingly, this new environment is also attracting organisms that are seeking to exploit it. Researchers have found a species of fungus among us known as Aspergillus tuberculosis that's able to feed off plastic. Isn't that exciting? Yeah. It colonizes polyester polyurethane plastic and produces biodegradable material out of it. It degraded a sheet of polyester polyurethane to such a degree that it had effectively completely fallen apart. These experiments are early and very tentative, but show proof of concept that the use of such microorganisms can indeed break the plastics down. Hi. Well, yeah. Hi, Latvian girl. Hi, Candy Rain. Please don't denigrate some of our supporters here. Thanks. Yeah, don't talk about her either. She's really slandering me right now. Did you see the new concrete fabric? Missed it. Is it made out of fabric, made out of concrete? I'll have to check it out. Yes, fungus can be weaponized. We could weaponize the fungus to stop all the pollution from happening. It's a war against pollution, really, I think. That's what we're fighting. Missiles ready to go. We will deploy anti-ballistic batteries ready to go at any time. So I think we should deploy the anti-ballistic system, that THAAD-2 system that we put in here. In South Korea, it ordered 2 of them at a total cost of $15 billion. That's smart. I said, don't talk about her here. I warned you. We'll look at Bagged Audio. Don't quote Carlin on the environment. Yeah, he said that the Earth wanted plastic so we could evolve and fill our landfills with plastic. And the guy was completely absurd. Please, no discussion of her tonight. Thanks. We don't need to talk about that problem. David is missile commander, second in command to General Slam Salamander. Here's a concrete tent. Check it out, everybody. You're going to love this.
One of the most interesting and potentially life-changing developments is the creation of a concrete canvas. It's basically a material that consists of all the elements of concrete, but it's flexible enough to be turned into any shape.
However, once it's been submerged in water and given time to set, it becomes completely solid. Now, the implications of this new technology are far-reaching because it's going to allow people to erect permanent structures, but in a fraction of the time that it would have done using traditional building techniques.
The concrete canvas begins life in waterproof plastic sheeting for easy transportation. Inside, the canvas is wrapped around an inflatable lining, which will be blown up to create a building 50 square meters in size. But first, water must be piped inside the package to start the process of dampening the cloth.
Should take about 800 to 1,000 litres.
Right, okay.
But essentially there's no measuring, you just fill the sack entirely with water.
The concrete cloth is made up of fibres which evenly absorb water until all of the cloth is saturated. The inspiration came from the plaster casts wrapped around broken bones in hospitals. Once the cloth is completely soaked, the process of hydration begins and the plastic casing can be removed. At this point, there's a window of around 5 hours for the canvas to be raised into its final position before the concrete starts to set.
The next stage is to fit the blower. The Blowers on.
The only other bit of gear you need is something to drag out the cloth so it's completely unfolded before it's inflated.
I still can't imagine what it's going to look like, but I can't believe that that little blower is lifting that weight.
It's amazing, isn't it?
The speed with which this technology can be used may allow huge improvements in how the world reacts to humanitarian crises. A concrete canvas building has good thermal properties, so whatever's inside is kept either cool or warm, and it can even provide a sterile environment for surgery.
Yeah, I didn't realise there were going to be doors on it.
Has it got a door?
Look at that.
Goodness me, you thought of everything, didn't you? You can actually get in it.
And just a day later, it's ready to walk in and use. It's strong enough to stand on, endure hammer blows, and even the heat from a blowtorch.
Wow. That's amazing technology. Isn't that fantastic? Doesn't that just warm the cockles of your missile? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Your new mini home, yeah, all for probably about $50 in concrete fabric. You got to hire them to do it, though. The inflatable thing is necessary. I'm thinking cardboard boxes, paper mache. Lay the cardboard down, build the cardboard box, and then lay the concrete fabric over it, and then hose it down, and then go inside it and pull the cardboard boxes out. Ta-da! Without the inflatable part. Yeah, all you need is some structure of any kind that'll hold it up while it dries. Yeah, isn't that awesome? So quick housing in the battlefield. Frontline barrack on a battlefield. Absolutely, buddy. But we're not fighting each other anymore. We're fighting the environment now, Dr. Meow. Yeah. We're range raiders. Raiding the anti-nature people. We're trying to build a political party to stop the elitists from spraying chemtrails in the air. I even opened up a website called chemtrailparty.com. That's how serious I am about this subject, and I'm the only guy apparently talking about it in politics. Everyone else is afraid to discuss it. And that's what's one of the things I do. Chemtrailparty.com is up and running. I'm using it as a blog formula for me right now. So if you want to hang out and read my blog, I'll be adding to it later. But that's going to be the... Turn the volume down, buddy. That's going to be the origin of a lot of the stuff that we're doing. You're part of that change. Chemtrail Party has emerged. I believe weather warfare is going on. I believe they're using it against us. And, you know, frankly, if we don't take on this issue as a third party, we might as well not even start a third party. That won't mean anything if we don't stop the New World Order. That's kind of why I think I went in this direction, because stopping the two parties is has no purpose. Whereas you look at all the things we need to do, we have to pull fluoride out of our water system. We have to tell Monsanto and Dow to stop their endless destruction of the environment with chemicals and fertilizers that are artificial, as well as glyphosate and Roundup. We've got to go after the Pizzagate corruption that is steeped inside of the two-party system, where people are pedophiles and they're using their power to keep from getting caught. That's another area we have to focus on. We have to figure out why our government's been starting wars around the world. I pretty much know the reason, but it's mostly economic. And we have to get to the bottom of that by starting new green, clean technologies that will supplant the need for military weaponry. We got a lot of work to do, and it's not going to be easy to transition out of the hole that we're in. That's why I believe a third party is necessary. And frankly, I would have shot one or two of the missiles out of the sky by now. I'm surprised our government isn't acting with aggression toward North Korea. It's like, wait and see. What are we waiting to see? A disaster to happen? Japan to get hit? I mean, hello? Sure, I've had people say, oh yeah, well, you don't want to trigger any more anger. You don't approach this guy that way. No. You just have to approach him with absolute clarity. Open a dialogue with Kim Jong-un. Get him on the phone and say, hi, yeah, I just want you to know it. No hard feelings, but we're not going to attack your country. We're not sending in ground troops ever, for starters. And we're going to stop the war games on the border with South Korea. But we will keep our forces there. We won't evaporate. We just won't engage. and then wait and see what he says, and then also say, but I want to remind you that every time you test your missiles, we will be testing our anti-ballistic capability just for our own security. So don't be surprised if we don't shoot them out of the sky. But call me if you have any questions, Kim. Call me, and we'll talk out your issues, because obviously I want a talking relationship, unlike Trump, who doesn't want to talk to anybody in North Korea, especially not Kim Jong-un. The consumption? You mean the assumption? I'm not consuming anything. Hey, Lockheed Martin already tested an anti-ballistic missile capability. It was spot on, 100% accurate. Wow, this is weird. Facebook has enabled advertisers to reach Jew haters? So people who want to sell to the alt-right and the Trump Jew hater people? See, ironically, white supremacists voted for Donald Trump not knowing he was a Zionist. So he's got all these white supremacists that don't know what to do with their vote for him. Well, after being contacted by ProPublica, Facebook removed several anti-Semitic ad categories and promised to improve monitoring. Okay, good. To test if the ads categories were real, we paid $30 to target those groups in which 3 promoted posts was displayed in their news feeds. Facebook approved all 3 ads within 15 minutes. After we contacted Facebook, it removed the anti-Semitic categories, which were created by an algorithm rather than by people, and said it would explore ways to fix the problem, such as limiting categories, the number of categories. I think Facebook is kicking off people that are truthers and allowing white supremacists and pedophiles to share information. Yeah. I am not Jaleel Eagle in Twitch. I have not opened up another Twitch account after they IP banned me for claiming I was not gay. I was accused of somebody said, "Hey man, are you gay?" And I said, "No, I'm not." And then they said, "Oh, well, you're a homophobe," and they immediately banned me. I'm not here to talk about the Sponheim girl. It's not really my thing, but thank you for sharing her personal story. I'm not. Just as these missiles are not necessarily unarmed. Bald men perceived as more attractive, dominant, a study says. This is opposite to what you'd think, because most people think that people who are balding are worthless little impotent worms, But no, quite the opposite. Many women are seeing them as more attractive because they're so in love with their dildo that they see a bald guy, they go, wow, you got to be better than my dildo. Oh, hang on, live, hold on.
Bald is beautiful. That's what these famous men think, and they embrace the fact they're follically challenged. But for some men, hair loss can be devastating.
The hair sometimes equates to confidence.
As many as 80% of men will experience thinning hair, receding hairlines, and bald spots at some point in their lives. Some will go to great lengths to get it to grow back, using lotions and creams or drugs originally designed to treat serious illnesses. Even something...
I'm sorry, I can't watch this because it's fake news, and I didn't want to watch it anyway. All right. That's fake news. That's designed to make people use razors for their head. Oh, well, hey, you're calling... Just because I won the LGBTQ award for the year doesn't mean that, I am, because I'm not gay. I have no bald spots, no. My hair is completely intact. Much of my facial structure is perma-structure, developed by NASA. Anaheim's emergency declaration set stage for removal of huge homeless encampment. Where are they going to go? And it's so sad, they got Disneyland right next door.
Halloween would be about a year. And how long have you been homeless? I've been homeless since I was 16. 32 now. I've been homeless since I was 16. 32 now.
16 to 32. Wow.
It's kind of tough, but, you know, can't always have rainbows and lollipops. It is what it is. But needless to say, I got up, went to head to the bathroom. Sheriff cut me off, ran my name, and after finding out that I didn't have any warrants and didn't have anything on me, then he goes, well, are you from the riverbed over there? Yeah, you'll watch me come away from there. Well, I just figured I'd give you a friendly notice that they're going to be making people leave as of Friday. Okay, where? My actual response was, that's okay with me because I'm a traveler. So in actuality, I'm sitting here going, where am I going to move to? What's going to happen? And what about the people that I'm still here looking out for?
Well, hold that thought. We've got a fantastic place for you to go, just 2 blocks away. It's called Disneyland. And for only $100 a day, you can stay at Disneyland. Yeah, there's no need to worry. So you guys have to put up a GoFundMe page so you can stay at Disneyland. I guess it'd be about $300 a day, including the hotel room. But yeah, there you have it. So you too can probably put a GoFundMe page if you're homeless and get enough money to live in Disneyland. Well, I don't know. I'm not here to judge the guy. I feel bad that he's in a situation like this and they're kicking him out. This is no way to solve the homeless problem, okay? By not providing an answer to the homeless problem, just kicking him out, we have a society of absolute corrupt Gestapo agents. We don't have people that care. Our police force is a police farce. This makes people in Sweden sick. There's no homelessness in Sweden. They give out homeless mobile homes, yeah. And the people in Sweden have plenty of food too. And there's no need for suffering, so much so in America. It is ridiculous. You people are a bunch of scoundrels, allowing the suffering of the people there. Yeah. You could go down and get a cup of coffee for a homeless person. Sure. Yeah, yeah. David, at the end of the month, my boss pays for a few of us to go to the shore in the annual air-cooled Volkswagen convention. Anyway, back in our hippie days in Venice, did you drive a microbus? David, yeah. Yeah, I had a really cool one. It was a hippie love van that I converted from a bus I bought from a couple guys from New York. I think I bought it in 78. And it was a 71, so they'd had it for 7 years, and it even had rust on it. And it was the best deal in the market for I wanted someplace I could live in and work, because I got a job delivering T-shirts to the stars right out of college. And I started using the bus. Man, I must have delivered about 50,000 T-shirts around Los Angeles in that bus. Man, I got a lot of use out of it too. And then I would stay in the bus in the evening. And then I'd go back to my job and I'd load it up with T-shirts and deliver it. And that wasn't just delivering T-shirts. I had to fold and bag the T-shirts too. It was like my real world experience job. Well, that won't work out very much. We're not allowing anybody close here. That person is stalking us, and she'd be facing 5 years in jail for stalking. There's a 5-year prison sentence in Washington State if she got into this state. And I would pursue a restraining order on her, and she'd be charged with stalking. 5-year prison sentence wouldn't be fun, and it's not exactly nice in the King County Detention Center. Dave, right. We should all look to oil-burning chemtrail producers. Where should we start? Somebody said they didn't want to talk about chemtrails. We were kind of talking about missiles instead. But if you want to talk about chemtrails on Technology Thursday, they've used weather modification to alter the weather. And I don't want to keep talking about it every night. I'd rather move on. Yeah, it is. Big time. 5-year prison sentence. And I'm not visiting anybody in prison. No, I did not have a shirt template to help me fold the T-shirts. There's 2 types of T-shirt folds, and I would use the one that makes the shirt look perfect, you know. You bring the bottom of the shirt up, and then you flap over each side, and then you fold, and then you put it in a bag. And I did the whole operation, man. I was very motivated. I worked 80 hours a week when I was 18 and 19. U.S. Navy investigating if destroyer crash was caused by a cyber attack. Interesting. Yeah, the destroyer crashes that have occurred, the two incidences, are very very bizarre. I mean, firing the admiral, the commander, it wasn't enough. Now they're trying to find out if their system is being hacked. I was reading on the cybersecurity site that somebody had hacked the airlines through the onboard music display system. They were able to get into an airline and control its flight pattern. Can you imagine not having a bridge between the online music system, playing the music on demand for you when you sit there, and the actual computer operating system and operating the plane? I mean, can you imagine not building a firewall there? These are the kind of idiots that end up putting, our lives at risk in the military too. Wow. They're examining whether compromised computer systems are responsible for one of the 2 U.S. Navy destroyer collisions with merchant vessels that occurred in recent months. Well, I hope they get an answer. That'll be nice. So that concrete tent was good. The fungus-eating plant was good. So Trump finally weighed in on climate change. His massive brain-dead Trump-tards still deny the existence of, not only do they deny the existence of climate change, but they of course deny the existence of chemtrails and weather modification. So this is as far as he'll go on a limb. Trump weighs in on climate change. Hey, there have been big hurricanes before. What an idiot. What an idiot.
Well, we've had bigger storms than this, and if you go back into the 1930s and the 1940s and you take a look, we've had storms over the years that have been bigger than this. If you go back into the teens, you'll see storms that were as big or bigger.
Yeah, sure. I don't think it gets any bigger than this, you scramble-brained idiot. God, the worst president at the worst time. Gold is at $1,330. $13.30 per ounce, and silver is at $17.78, holding solid. And the Dow Jones still above 22 at 22,203. Well, the fact of the matter is, I was in favor of the pipeline, the Keystone Pipeline. Obviously, the Democrats weren't. This is why I'm a centrist. I'm not like Obama. I was in favor of it because it's safer for the environment to move oil on land with double or triple wall protection than it is to put it on an ocean liner or an oil tanker and send it across to China. So I still believe that the Keystone Pipeline is a good move, and it builds a solid relationship with Canada for oil and future oil use. But we've got to get safeguards in place and make sure that the Native Americans up in the northern sector are going to at least have some oversight over that river that is so important to the water protectors. Trump hasn't done anything in this department. Well, sometimes if you make your screen name your password, it's so much easier. Oh man, so many people are technologically challenged with all these passwords they remember. I have like 14 passwords in my head. Doesn't that suck? I don't trust those password systems that we'll take your passwords for you and dole them out when you need them. A grower group says Irma caused 50 to 70% citrus loss portions of South Florida. So this is part of the $1 trillion. Well, I'm going to say $500 billion that our government's going to have to fork out over this weather warfare that was conducted on the shores of Florida and Texas. Irma caused 50 to 70% citrus loss. That's huge. Look at that. Broken branches. It'll take years to get those things to yield fruit again. 50 to 70% loss. So imagine the price of vegetables and produce going up again because of this. You see how this is an economic hit on our country, and how Trump has got his head in the sand? What's your advice, Mad Dog? Oh, well, tell her your fries are really important to you considering you're on this new diet, and that you live for fries now because it's all you can eat. That'll keep her from mooching off your fries. Mad Dog's having to keep, you know, some woman from grabbing fries. It's his lunch. Just say, look, this is my lunch, okay? don't try to make a big deal about it. It's probably the only fried food you're eating right now. Some people, you know, you have to set real solid margins when cutting back on food. Yeah. You got to... okay, so you're asking her to have... No. Fries are not equated to sex. Sex and fries do not match. Although some people might think they do. Sex and fries, come together and... A Greek oil spill forces the closure of Athens beaches. The devastation continues around the world. See, our environment is constantly being attacked, and eventually there won't be a little duck to take a picture of. There won't be a little oil-laden little creature trying to survive. Because none of you seem to give a crap about the environment. If you cared, you'd vote a third party every single election. Because the two parties, they're not going to solve this problem. Emergency operations underway to clean up this oil spill from a sunken tanker that has blackened popular beaches and bays in Athens. This is one of the most beautiful areas of the Mediterranean. I mean, this is crazy. This is a major environmental disaster, said the mayor of Salamina, Isadora Nano Papathanosio. Clearly, the danger of pollution was not properly gauged. The currents have moved the spill. 2,500 tons of fuel oil and marine gas when it went down in mild weather. Get the Dawn dishwashing liquid out. That's the best stuff for that. This is looking good. My hair is top quality, man. This is the way I like it. Voice changer. Are you done with the missile defense system, or can we retire it? Okay, if there's any new incoming from Kim Jong-un, we will send in the incomings. These missile defense systems will be utilized under my leadership. Trump's afraid to push the button. It's not a toupee. This is my real hair, man. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So it occurred to us that none of you were, hooking up, meeting women online, because not a lot of women talk politics. We have a few here that are very political, so try not to, lord over them and fawn over them for a quick meet up later tonight. Yeah, I heard your Uber driver crop dusted you today. Yeah, whatever that means. I think you're talking about a man with flatulence in your front seat. When you go to you get an Uber driver, you're paying him a set rate, and he's flatulating, and you're sitting there. What's a person in this technologically confused world going to do? Get the Uber Fartinator. This unique facial mask prevents the smell of your Uber driver from flatulating in your face. It's a thin screen of carbon particulate matter which absorbs the smell, preventing you from actually smelling it. The black chick never even admitted that I dated her. She was a Jamaican-American woman who was meeting me online, and I went out to visit her. I stayed overnight in a hotel nearby. Technically, she said we weren't dating. So there's a big, huge barrier, an integration barrier that a lot of people face. And even though she was attracted to white men, she didn't want to be dating a white man for obvious reasons. Her family would be very upset. I don't have any favorite porn stars. The one I keep thinking of is the one that a friend of mine tells me is his ideal woman. Nikki Charm. And that's the only one I know of. She's no longer a big name in the porn industry. But she was a pretty woman. I mean, you know, she still is. I keep saying, why do you meet her? If she lives like 2 blocks away from the guy. But all he talks about is Nick Chan. Here she was in the early days of her porn career. Very beautiful blonde woman. You see why he liked her, and she's like 5'3" or something. But she was like one of the early porn stars, as you say. But yeah, I don't really have any specific ones I'm really that into. Really? So you really do have specific porn stars you really are into? Rocco, the black guy, and his wife left him because he can't get it up, and he's a nutcase. Wow, I don't know. I can't confirm or deny that. No, I don't. In fact, it's painful to look at all this porn that people bring me in the show. I'm featured in a porn magazine. How is that possible? I've never done porn. Okay. Apparently Mad Dog's getting excited here. His newfound experience of being a thinner, newer man has brought him to new opportunities with women everywhere. Good for you, man. Everybody needs to get, you know, a little attention in life, especially if you're in your 30s. I don't have to worry about that because I'm way past my 30s. All right, President Trump embraced a drama and a hyperbole as meant that the first natural disaster of his administration was consistently framed in the strongest possible terms. When Hurricane Harvey threatened Texas, Trump tweeted that many people were saying that it was the worst storm hurricane they'd ever seen. Just arrived at Camp David, where I'm monitoring the path and doings of Hurricane Harvey. Yeah, this guy's so out of touch, it's ridiculous. He has no clue. You know, they're dumping chemicals in the air. They're mixing it with condensed air, making cloud formations and building hurricanes, and then using phased array radar to direct those beams to create and accelerate a hurricane. And our president doesn't even want to admit it. We're being attacked and nobody even wants to admit it. Unbelievable. And the people on the internet are like confused. They're like, well, it's a solar cover operation. Richie from Boston talked about that the other day. It's a solar cover operation. That's the line the government gives people. Bottom line is they are attacking our country. It's an economic hit on our country. Yes, it's wrong to do anything like that. David, you have a nice chat going on like back in the old days? Yeah? We've had a good chat going on every night of a show. Why do you think this thing stays alive? Because I interact in real time with the audience. Trump is obsessed with me, it's true. David Sponheim, where were you when the world stopped turning that September day? You know, on September 11th, I had just gotten back from a 5-day trip across the country. And I just finished a jog. Here's a picture of me jogging. And not really, Steve Austin, the $6 million man, but you can imagine it me. And I looked up at the TV at the time, and I said to Sarah, there's something going on in New York. We were just in New York 5 days earlier. We had literally driven under the Trade Center 5 days, and we booked it across the country, 600-mile days, until we finally arrived home. And I woke up the next morning, and the attack was going on at the Trade Center. Well, needless to say, I felt like I was jumping off a cliff. I turned to Sarah and I said, Sarah, this is obviously a Mossad operation. That was my first word. So literally the first words out of my mouth are still the predominant theory that the Mossad was involved, because they sent camera crews there to take pictures? How did they know it was going to happen? How did they have that foreknowledge? Not to mention all the different loopholes in the cover-up called the 9/11 Commission Report. All of that points to a serious cover-up. North Korea has fired second ballistic missile over Japan, yes. And Donald Trump didn't do a damn thing. Thank you. But there's all these other witnesses, people who have died, mysterious witnesses. All 14 of them have died unexplainable deaths. So many 9/11 witnesses have been mysteriously dying. The thing these witnesses have in common is that their statements give support to the 9/11 truth movement. Yeah, we've got a lot of people. Barry Jennings. Anyway, we did a whole study of the entire 9/11 this past week. I don't want to continue. I heard that Mark told me he didn't buy a new Rolex watch on our show. We have a recorded broadcast of him saying that. And now he's showing off his Rolex watch. You see what an incredibly upside down world we're living in? He's making money censoring me. No, Japan, we will protect you. This is Mount Fukushima behind me. And when I'm president, we will have our THAAD missile system ready to go to defend you. I can't believe that Trump didn't shoot this one down. I mean, does he have any balls at all in the State Department? Or are they just standing around? They're getting rid of their cybersecurity force. I mean, why doesn't Trump just ask Russia to come in and take over the entire operation of our country, since he's Russia's collaborator? Really? David, what do I do if I'm 17,000 in debt? No, this was made in the Philippines. It's one of the finest shirts ever made. This is a double layered cotton, wrinkle free. You never have to iron this. I got to tell you, people in the Philippines making textiles, you know how to make shirts. I'm telling you, you really do. Beautiful workmanship. I congratulate all of the Filipinos who are working in the textile industry. I'm not playing a blimp plane, thank you. Okay. Why doesn't Trump launch a lunch bag-laden warhead into... Well, I was suggesting that we would do a food drop as an alternative. Yeah, I actually talked about the food drop. This was my idea. Back in 2009, I put this together. The food drop would be an immediate effort to mess his head up. We go in, we fly over, we send in our TR-3B, which you can't see, it has video cloaking capability, and we drop food on Camp 22s all across the nation. And we do it not just once, we do it a lot. It'll mess with his head. It's like, oh, we have been attacked with food. Oh, what's going on? Oh, you know? Meanwhile, I'll be saying, hi, I'd like to call you. Kim, could you answer the phone? This is the President of the United States calling. Just want to talk, man. Look, at the fact that we don't have a dialogue going with Kim Jong-il, and we didn't have one with his father, Kim Jong-il, and now we don't have one with Kim Jong-un, we are seriously making a mistake. We really are. Trump is not to be trusted. He can't even open up a dialogue with the man. Now, I would send Dennis Rodman over as an emissary, and I'd even debrief him and talk to him. What does Kim want? You know, what can I do? How do we make this man feel much better about his country and about his place in the world? Because I think it comes down to that. There won't be any food wars right now. We've got plenty of food still. I don't know if he'd be ambassador to North Korea, but he'd certainly be an emissary, because obviously Kim Jong-un likes Dennis, and there's no reason why we can't exploit that. And I don't mean in a bad way, I mean in a good way, for both countries to begin the communication process. Look, I'm not holding anything against Kim Jong-un, okay? When I talk to him, if I talk to him as president, I will openly accept the fact that we both have ugly aspects of our government that we're not proud of. I will negate the fact that the man has killed off his former girlfriend. I don't know the specifics of the story. I would respect the man for killing his uncle and feeding him to the dogs if indeed the uncle was trying to overthrow his leadership. So, I mean, there's certain things we could talk about. I don't want to hate the man because he took his uncle and handed him to the dogs. From all of my research, I believe that the uncle was definitely working against him. So there's a reason why he did those things. But I'm not trying to kiss up to him at all. I'm trying to open a dialogue. It's very simple. When I'm president, right now I'd be committing a violation of the Logan Act if I were to communicate with him. So as much as the South Koreans want me to, you know, help the North Koreans out, I can't do anything right now. My hands are tied. It'll be 3 years before I can reach the presidency. But I might get to the vice presidency before that. I predict coming up, Trump will resign and Pence will become president. And I'm hoping Pence chooses me as his VP. That's our best shot for 2020. Yeah, we don't want to know about his body part. Thank you. And nor do we care. Hey, 2003 Cougar for sale. 3,200. That's incredible, folks. Look at this. Hyla. If you're in Hyla, this is one heck of a deal, man. If you are stuck without a house right now, from the loss of your home in Florida or in Houston, I don't know where Hyla is, but man, that's one of the best deals I've seen on the internet. Look at that. That is a nice, very late model 2003 Cougar. Good condition for only $3,200 near Miami. So folks, if you just saw that link in our show, it's a Craigslist ad. It's on the Miami listings right now for $3,200. Family of 4 could easily live in there. Definitely. Good reference there. Thank you. Here's the link for anyone who missed it. No, it looks like a good... No, those Cougars are, you know, Cougar manufacturer. They made some of the best all year round. They've got the weather packages usually. They're fairly lightweight. They're the precursor of the Bullet. The Bullet is the new brand that they're producing. And the Bullet's even lighter, but not as well made as the Cougar, I might add. Yeah, that's a nice trailer. You know, I don't bet with bookies. I don't do anything with gambling except for maybe play some, you know, dime or 15-cent bets on a slot machine. We're taking live Skypes, Dave. I'm ready. Okay. What's your phone number? You ready to give me your phone number? I can open up my IM here and I can call you so nobody else knows you. I haven't used my subscription yet on my Skype system. I can call you openly without making you part of... you would be on my contact list. I would have shot the 2 missiles over the North Korea, yes. I told people that last week, and people were shocked. Even Doobster says, you're only going to trigger reaction from North Korea. Well, it's time to trigger reaction from North Korea, I guess. I don't download music videos illegally, no. I don't record them. They play through our system in the evening. It's fair use. We're not trying to profit from it. No, you can't call me. I can call you. So go ahead and IM me your call number, and I'll call you. You don't need a $50,000 truck to pull it. That's ridiculous. Okay, you're in Miami, right? South Florida, Dade County. Let's look up trucks. Now, we saw the trailer already. I just gave you the link to that. Is rice from North Korea GMO free? I think so, yes. All right. Let's go look at cars and trucks. All of them, dealer and owner. I just want to check this out. Thank you for the chat. It's very kind.
Cars and trucks that have all been flooded?
No, I mean, you know, you don't see people putting their flooded trucks that don't run on these ads. They usually have them in garages. But yeah, let me just do a price search here. That $1 for that, yeah. You got to get through the $1 ones. They're just in your way. Apparently Miami's huge, so it takes forever to get past the $1 ones. Yeah, it's going to take too long.
You could jump up price to so many pages.
Yeah, I'll go to the top of the line. A $239,000 Ferrari.
Actually, go back. I think it's more than that.
239,000. 1995 Ferrari. Yeah, you can tow the 1995 Ferrari for 239,000. Good deal.
I think it's like 2 million.
Oh, you're right. It's 2,395,000. You're right. Okay.
$2 million car. Wow.
Yeah, I got to get past the $124,000 cars to get into the lower price section. $85,000 trucks. Let me go get through here. I've got to find a truck for $1,200.
Yeah.
$69,000. Yeah, this technology is really good for finding good deals. Okay, we have a death threat alert from our AI system. 652 is our AI system. Okay, we have a death threat logged. This show is not automated, no. But the food drops are. Just hold your mouth out and the food will drop right in it. Okay, I got to get past the $55,000 cars. Hang on. Logged. Logged. I start at the cheapest. You see the dollar listings, Rodney. And usually people put their car out for $1 so they'd be in the top of the list. You know, it's like, yeah, I'll sell it for $1. And of course, they're not selling it for $1. It's just, it's a come on. Yeah, so it is kind of hard to find a good deal in and around the Miami area because you got to get through all these layers to get to the good deals. I can specify money aid. Yes, you're right. Here we go. Price range. 10,000. Minimum. No minimum. Condition. There we go. This truck is 10,000. That'll pull the trailer. All these trucks are 10,000. Now let's look at the back end of this. All these cars are 10,000. Apparently everybody wants 10,000 for everything in Miami. All right, let's put our real price range in here. 3,000. You got the trailer for 3,000 and you got 3,000 for the truck. So did you have some of the dinner?
Not yet.
Okay. These are all cars. Some of them can pull a truck. That van could pull a truck or pull a trailer. It's a 93 GMC conversion van. And you can pretty much live in that while you're waiting to buy the trailer. Okay, we have the ultimate purchase for everybody in Miami, folks. Okay, this is the deal. Your family's got a house soaking wet and you need to get the heck out of Dodge. Okay. You go get the conversion van, a 93 GMC conversion van. Make sure it has a hitch on it. But the family moves in there. It's pretty decent. Look at that. Check this out. Yeah, look at that. Just look at that. Look at how nice it is in there. Mom, Dad, the kids can sleep there. Yeah. Look at the wide open bed in the back. Look at that. Now you got another van in Denver. Okay, we've got another van coming. Oh, this will pull a trailer. This is rough and tough ready. This is your RV technology of the future. Look at that. What's the cost? Dude, that's $38,000. I'm showing you a $3,000 GMC. Get with the program. Jeez. We're not spending $38,000 on anything. Danger, danger. I don't really think that's appropriate. So this is the van that'll carry a family of 4 around in a tough time as you prepare to buy your trailer. Isn't that great? You've been hit by the hurricane. You got to get out of Dodge. This is a great way to go. Okay, so this is the best deal in Miami, everybody. Oh, it needs a new head gasket. I'll forget it. We are scratching that one. I'm not going to have you work on a head gasket while I'm getting ready to pull a trailer. That can't happen. Still looking. Still looking. That won't pull a trailer. It's tough, you know, you're finding a place to live. Oh, there you go. Oh, look at this Ford Ranger Edge truck, 3,000 firm. This will pull a trailer, and it gets pretty good gas mileage. 181,000. Oil changed on time, no leaks, cold AC. She's quiet, no squeaks. $3,000. You tell me you can't buy a truck and a trailer for $6,000 out the door? I just solved your problem. Thank you very much. This beautiful Ford Ranger Edge truck is just fantastic. The pulling and towing capacity. It's even got a hitch. Look at that. People say I should be a car salesman. Nice new tires. Great rail guards. And nice interior. Clean. Man, this is clean. Fantastic. Family gets in the truck and head on out. It's got the extended cab, so you get a little bit of room in the back with a back seat there. All right, so we did our job. We saved the day. Here from our lowly green screen room out in the middle of Washington, talking to people all around the world. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right. So get creative, everybody. Try to find a place to live in tough times with the flooding still really ruining lives left and right. Trailer living is not bad. I live in a house. This is not a trailer. Yep. It's the Dave and Sarah song. Yes. We will allow homosexual people in our cabinet. And even in the closet.
Like old time. You sing a song for Mama.
Oh, no, Ma, not in front of all these people. Joe, you sing it for Mama.
Back in old Napoli.
Okay, a lot of Italians are listening to Dean Martin. I knew Ricky Martin, his son, personally, and I'll never forget last summer, I was looking up Ricky Martin online to see what he was doing, because he did tribute shows to his dad, Dean, and sure enough, Ricky Martin died at the age of 60. Right around the time I was looking him up, he was dying. Yes. Several gay actors attempted to talk to me. That's true. Rock Hudson was looking at me just 6 weeks before he died. This AIDS victim was standing there looking at me, and I was going, "That guy looks familiar." And he was like going, I was like, that couldn't be Rock Hudson, could it? It sure was. He was full-blown AIDS at the time. So apparently people dying of AIDS are still trying to hit on people. Tonight I made an incredible low-carb dish for Sarah and for us. And she can make lunches out of it. It's spaghetti squash with a red sauce and with beef in it. Okay, it'll be on YouTube tonight at 2:30 in the morning. So my shows, if you want to check out my daily cooking show, my weekly cooking shows, they are stacked in the library at YouTube, along with my blackface video from 2014. If you want a lot of entertainment, there's a lot of entertainment on that channel. Good saving recipes to save money. No, I don't live in a trailer, Rodney. I live in a house. Thank you for the blackface video compliment. All right. As you know, Sarah does not approve of that, but she's willing to at least let me have freedom of speech, and I appreciate that. It's strange that they weren't able to sign me in. And I went through authentication, too.
I don't really know what to say there.
Yeah, I don't either. I can't even get rid of the screen. Okay, there we go. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to remove the missiles from the program so you don't have to worry about anything. No, nothing to worry about. We're in a safety situation. We don't have to worry. A lot of this is provocation by North Korea. So we have a safety net. We're going to land just fine. Don't worry. And if you're worried about missiles striking Japan, remember they have a missile defense system as well as South Korea. So if our government really wants to use these missile defense systems, they will. It's just kind of odd that they haven't used them yet. All right. See you in a bit.
North Korea, okay. Oh, wasn't there a Ustream show? I thought. I guess not. David went to have his dinner. That's where David is. Oh, I'm okay. I did take a nap, so that was good. That was really good. Good. All right. No, he was not. I don't believe that. David would never do that, Ticken. Okay. Yeah, right. I know. I was gonna say, you've got to be joking. You must be joking. I'm sometimes a prude, misanthropy, but you know that already. Sometimes. Hello, Mystify Me. How are you? Feel bad for the people that got hit by the hurricanes. Me too. No time pilots. Most of what I see on the internet is not real. It's made up in the minds of the people who live in their parents' basements. Thank you, Misanthropy. My hair looks really nice tonight. I haven't yet, 652. I shouldn't say that. I should say, maybe I have and maybe I haven't. Okay. I love fries. Are you really excited about that? Well, that's not nice at all. You're hoping to get hit by a typhoon. You're going to the room and yell, is that all you got? But then it didn't work. Did I hear about the bad pins Equifax was giving out? No. Oh, Resume Now. A wonderful resume building site. Good, because I've got to update my resume now with cover letters. Is it like a paid site powered by a live career? Okay, I'm sure I will if I want to research Equifax bad pins. Oh, they were giving out pens that were a timestamp, not randomly generated. That's funny. All right. Yeah. Oh, if you have a bad pen, you can call and get a new one. That might be good. Mad Dog free. Humble bundle Psychonauts. Oh. You want to get your tonsils removed and your doctor won't let you? Why won't your doctor let you get your tonsils removed? Oh, yeah, that's probably true. And someone says, tonsils are something you should try to keep. Yeah, private life isn't anyone's business, really. I know some people think it is, but no. A girl at work, oh, a girl at work has wiggled her way into mooching rides off of you? How can you get rid of her nicely? Just say no. Oh, just say, hey, my car is full of stuff. I can't give you a ride. If you scratch your tonsils, you get sick. How many people scratch their tonsils? You had a mild form of tonsillitis when you were a kid and you still have your tonsils? I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but all your dirty clothes. Yeah, you could do that. It's kind of bad for you though. It's like, why would you have to do that? You're too nice, yeah. Sarah is like an Audi. Fast moving, hard to find.
I haven't got one at the minute. It's in the car. We are. Second exit. Looks.
Wow, that's interesting. Oh my goodness, this Xanthropy. Okay, whoever that is. I know, exactly, right? I agree. Fun times. Oh, no, I won't, 511. Will not do that. Oh, goodness. I just think this is all BS, so I'm going to do that. Got troll toes. It's a thin line between love and hate. Yeah. I know. I'm bored of the trolls. They don't even ignore me. I'm just like, mute, ban, mute, ban. What is this word? I don't understand. Alright. Was that fun for you to do? Maybe. What am I reading? I'm reading papers. Seeing if people can write incomplete sentences. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's, yeah. It's kind of interesting. Some of these people. Her dad is deceased, okay. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. What is this scissor fight that you're sharing with us? The dry ice in his collar. I wouldn't want to do that, that's for sure, scissor fight. Okay, got that done. I didn't need to make some notes to myself. Not too many notes, but... yeah, pat me on the back. Good job, Sarah. Fantastic. Keep up the good work. That would actually make me smile and laugh, and I'm like, I would be shocked. Now somebody's gonna pay someone to do that. I would be seriously shocked. You know, David's frustrated because I'm doubtful of many things, so. But I continue to have my doubts. I don't voice them that often. Oh, thanks. All right. Yeah. Well, I never know what will happen. It's all, it's all up to the American people, right? I mean, if people want David to be president, they will work to get him on the ballot. They love him so much, they'll do the work. Okay. Oh, I banned Salty Dog Mystify Me, so he won't be coming back, as far as I know. No, I banned Connie, so she won't be coming back, as far as I know. You get really upset from collecting signatures. I understand. Yeah. How long ago? He had surgery? 2 days ago?
Joe, like old time, you sing a song for Mama.
That's Amore. Yeah, this is my overtime. Why should she be here, Ticken? Obviously, no, you were just muted. I love fries. Yes. Well, that's nice of you, Misanthropy. Big Mike. I don't even remember you. Nothing happened between me and Connie. Well, she's just not the nicest person. She just loves herself so much. I know, I should pretend like we do have something special, it's true. But I guess I'm over it. Yes, now I sound like one, Ticken, but yes, she is. No. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, that's true, Misanthropy. I don't know if David approves of my plunging neckline. No? I guess the truth is out there. No, I would never do that, David Sponheim. Oh, Chinese banks have stopped taking North Korean money, fearing U.S. sanctions. The best way to someone's heart, I was going to say through their stomach. You say get them drunk. Did I see Bitcoins crashing? No, I didn't. Now do I believe you because you are a guest? Oh, Mad Dog says, wait, Mad Dog, don't just listen to the guests. Let's do our research. You know, someone comes in and says, oh, blah, blah, blah has a Rolex watch. Do I really trust it? It's crashing? You mean it's, well, it's at $3,357. One Bitcoin is worth $3,357. Is that really a crash? I mean, maybe it's a crash because it's like down 1,000. 5K a few weeks ago. Now it's down to 3,000. I guess you should have sold it when it was 5,000. I guess that, I mean, it's definitely a drop, but I wouldn't say a crash. A crash would be like, oh, it's only worth $1,500. You're in for the long haul. That's good. You've got a few Bitcoin saved up, Mad Dog. How do I feel about it? I don't, because well, maybe I feel relieved that I didn't invest. It probably would be a good time to buy. don't know. I still am hesitant to buy something that's just digital. I mean, I'm more likely to spend $3,000 on like computers and servers and actual physical things I can touch. Why do I think it would be a bad thing? It's a bad thing if we do away with all physical cash and it becomes, oh, would I think it is? Or I thought you said, why would I think it is? Because I do think it is. Yeah. I just, yeah. So, I do this. I'm like, ooh, why?
Yeah, learning a lot. Starting from scratch sometimes. Go back to the basics, you know, a lot of times you
Well,
should
this
go
is
back to the basics.
basics, right?
Yeah, but
I did this because if I was thinking of you and the basics.
I know, and sometimes you go even more basic than that.
Yeah.
But sentence construction is always a big part of the first stage for kids. Yeah, so Bitcoin is worthless after an EMP. Good point, Scissor Fight. Wow, you said a mouthful there. I really believe that the bankers are worried. Obviously, Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, is very upset at Bitcoin. I believe Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme, but you can disagree. I just don't see it a long-term viability, especially when these wallets might have backdoors in them. The purses and wallets might have had backdoors built into them.
Yeah.
So there's no way of really verifying that, considering how out of touch we all are regarding the cyber terrorist threat that's going on right now with Equifax, and countless other companies are distrusting the internet, and the cloud is not safe. I mean, you know what happened a couple weeks ago? Tiger Woods and his wife Lindsey Vonn had their personal sex pictures taken off of a hack of their somebody keylogged into their account and hacked into them and put them on the internet.
Don't take beautiful pictures like that.
Don't take sex pictures and put them on a cloud.
Unless you want everybody to see them.
The view count on Vaughn is a conspiracy. We are being censored heavily, and Mark makes a lot of money censoring us. So that is definitely a conspiracy fact.
And I would say the thing is that, like, be careful even if you're taking pictures on something like you think is not connected to the cloud.
Right.
Like my phone, I uploaded one thing to the cloud, and so like every picture now uploads to the cloud whether I want it to.
I
or
know,
not.
that sucks, yeah. It's just almost everything now is connected to the cloud. That's the problem. You can't really take pictures of your lover and hope that they're private on your computer. You just can't. All right. You were expecting 8,000 of Bitcoin, and now it's dropped to 33.57. Bitcoin is, making migration upward. No question about it, but it took a little tank there. It dropped quite a bit, then went back up again.
How much higher, Mad Dog?
So Mad Dog, you invested in Bitcoin, really? Wow. Well, major drops as it happens, yeah. Especially when people lose their entire Bitcoin purses, yeah. It'll take a drop then. I just don't trust digital currency. I'd rather look to gold and silver and something solid to back up money. If we were going to print up a new denomination, like a $300 bill, say, and we offered it back by oil, liquid hydrogen, gold, and silver, all combined into a single fund. That would be interesting. That has some substance behind it. That has cash out value. Bitcoin, what are you going to cash out?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rich bastards will sell all Bitcoin and hit the world with EMP. Good point. We're really dealing with the rich bastards. That's true. Scissor Fight, thank you. And
yeah, store it on, if you do have Bitcoin, store it on a computer not connected to the web.
Yeah, definitely. Whoa, thank you, Sarah. The crowd really liked it when you got up.
Like, yay, she's leaving.
Hey, this has a replaceable battery on it, so I probably will have this forever. Some of these little applause things, it also has crickets. Some of these things don't have replaceable batteries. This one does. You buy things from China. Don Lemon's twat is here. Hi, Don. Walter Orbs. I'm amazed that people assume Bitcoin will save them from manipulation when it's dependent on advanced technology that is ultimately manufactured by a few vendors. I'm amazed too, Walter. That's why I was saying many of these purses and wallets could have backdoor hacks to them. They're already there. They're just waiting to like pounce on your money. A surveillance video shows a disoriented 19-year-old walking into a hotel freezer alone and the door shutting behind her hours before she was found dead after a wild party. Oh, God. I don't know if I want to see this. No. It comes under the heading of snuff films. I'm sorry. No. I don't, that's not something I want to show on the show. Maybe you like to watch it. It's not something I would want to see. It sounds very bad. It's like looking at a woman facing her imminent demise. Okay, we got a couple things to clean up. Okay, tonight's a great night because we're featuring technology, and I wanted to talk about this little drone delivery system that was going to go into place, but unfortunately, California bans drone delivery of marijuana, of legalized marijuana. Okay, another one. Okay, a traffic blocker becomes a hood ornament, and he didn't die? That's good. Okay, let's take a look at that too. But first, this startup buzzkill is kind of sending people backwards. You know, pot growers won't even sign up. 90% of the pot growers in California will not register with California. So they've got a problem there. And they don't want to have anybody get autonomous delivery of marijuana. So it's a new gold rush is upon the golden state of California. But this latest wave concerns us with the nuggets of different sort. Marijuana. California voters legalized it. Now state regulators are adopting distribution rules and a plethora of weed-related laws ahead of January 1st deadline to begin issuing retail licenses. So, all right, that's done with. And this new wind turbine technology, the vertical one works better than the horizontal in a turbulent area. These could be deployed in areas where hurricanes hit, you know, as backup wind power solutions. Somebody, Cyber Jedi came in and tried to tell me my idea of putting these vertical Savonius windmills on top of a power pole. They'd all break down and fall over. It turns out this is the most resilient way to grab air and use it for energy, kinetic energy. And this is from Scissor Fight. A traffic blocker becomes a hood ornament. Wow, this is hopefully not a snuff film. Yeah, we don't want to watch those. Apparently it's okay to drive over people in some areas. I guess in North Dakota.
I might get shot. Right, there was a car that just kind of pushed through him and hit the horn on the ran some people over.
No.
What?
Yeah. Do not do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Stop. Oh my God. Stop.
This is the world we live in.
Fuck you, Justice for Isaiah. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Justice for Isaiah. Justice for Isaiah. Justice for Isaiah. I'm going to tell you, at 2 miles an hour, it's still an assault, and I get it on camera. Justice for Isaiah. Justice for Isaiah.
What the fuck?
Well, apparently she got pushed very far away from the vehicle. Wow. Replay that? No, I've seen enough. She's okay. She just got pushed pretty far. What am I talking about? What are you talking about? That's what I'm talking about. And yes, Walter, devices with backdoors secretly inserted by the fabs, the fabricators. Yeah, that was my point, Walter. It happens. You know, we now know that Microsoft put all kinds of backdoors into their original operating systems. So much so that when your computer starts up, it has a latent virus that can be exploited by the NSA. Like a Stuxnet virus. It's not even in your computer, it's in your startup sequence. Well, I didn't want to see the other one either, Politics for Dummies. I didn't want to see some woman walk into a refrigerator and then die. I mean, hello? She feared for her life, self-defense, yeah. Oh, she could definitely be suing the crap out of the guy. But when you get on a cliff with a, you know, with a parachute, you don't know if it's gonna deploy or not, you know? Sometimes you don't know. You want to see the fat lady getting hit? Look, what is your problem, man? Chinese banks stopped taking North Korean money, fearing U.S. sanctions. Well, you know, it was imminent that Kim Jong-un can't really run his little operation around the world. $1.5 billion that he makes off of, he has like restaurants. He has a restaurant in Dubai, I understand. He has workers working, you know, under armed guard so that he can make money. So Chinese banks are going to stop taking Korean money, fearing U.S. sanctions. So that's probably a good move by China to at least appease the U.S. But China has made it very clear that if Donald Trump provokes Kim Jong-un, all bets are off. They will protect Kim Jong-un with their nuclear defenses. I can't order you a pizza, no. Why don't you open the refrigerator, see what's in there. Give me the ingredients and I'll put something together for you and you can go cook it. Critical Bluetooth attack puts billions of devices at risk of hacking. As if it doesn't get any weirder for people, the hacker security in a serious way. The Hacker News has this. Blueborn critical Bluetooth attack puts billions of devices at risk of hacking. Security researchers have just discovered the total 80-day vulnerabilities in Bluetooth protocols that could impact 5.3 billion devices. So they didn't work out all the kinks before they put these things out here. See, the goal of making money in the tech sector is so great that Microsoft bundled together patchworks of ridiculous bad code. And every year they announced a new package and then the government bought the new package, not realizing every year they have these vulnerabilities that Microsoft never solved. Okay, let's find out about the wormable Blueborn attack here. Apparently it goes from person to person while you're walking near them. What's more worrisome is that the Blueborn attack could spread like wormable WannaCry ransomware that emerged earlier this year and wreaked havoc by disrupting large companies and organizations worldwide. This man, Ben Seri of Armis Labs, claims that during an experiment in the lab, his team was able to create a botnet network and install ransomware using the Blueborn attack. This is serious. Hacker screen target device. Blueboard Android takeover demo. So it automatically can clone your system. Okay, thanks for sharing the demo. And once it is in your system, hacker opens the camera, switches to front camera, takes picture of you, emails picture back to you, accesses pictures on device, user still unaware. I mean, you'd be photographing you in the bathroom, you know. Not you, you. Well, there you have it. Steals the picture from the device, and there you go. So it could be a compromising picture. They could send it back to you going, we saw you in the toilet. If you want us to not send that to everybody on your email list, you better send us a certain amount of money, or we will send it to everybody on your email list. That's how dangerous this stuff is. And they send you a picture of you on the toilet, just so you know personally that they have that information. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt somebody's hacking into the toilets right now. I wouldn't doubt there's some freak pervert out there hacking into all the hidden cameras that are built into your toilet bowls. Oh, you didn't know there were hidden cameras in your toilet bowls? Oh, sorry. I didn't know there was either. That's why I always approach the toilet fully clothed. Trump vows to veto Sanders' single-payer health care plan. A curse on the U.S. and its people. Whatever. I would veto the single-payer plan too, because Bernie Sanders should be pushing what I'm pushing, which is the public option. Way better for the American people. Single-payer plan is bad for business and bad for employees. The employees of America will be paying for all the ridiculously high rising cost of health care. I'm not siding with Trump. This was my idea. Trump copied it. Yes, proof that cannabis enhances longevity. Bob Marley, big cannabis user, lived to be 33. Wow. 28. That's not funny. Bob Marley had an embolism in his head. You're trying to draw inferences from things. Okay, we've got another meme from Mr. Scissorfight. Mr. Scissorfight. Okay, racism. The irrational belief that your DNA is special, granting you superiority and the right to rule out others who are different. Yeah, let's explain the difference between that and, right, this. Okay. Racism versus elitism. I don't know. Frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn. Well, you do that. Enjoy yourself. You tried the new blue strain? It makes you see red, white, and blue? No, I haven't. We're showing another meme, Misanthropy. Waiter, your steak, sir? Very rare. Me? Wow, that's rare. Someone could please diagnose your sense of humor and find out exactly what about that's funny? Yes, Rastafarian. Rastaman. The legendary Bob Marley, man. Who shot the sheriff? But he did not shoot the deputy. Marvin Gaye was shot by his father, yes. Very jealous of Marvin Gaye's success with sexual healing. His father was very jealous of Marvin. That's why he was shot. Okay, so this windmill is pretty cool. Let's finish watching this. Trying to get you new technologies to look at. Hey, Save. How are you, Dave? Isn't it amazing? It withstands wind speeds of up to 200 miles per hour, whereas a traditional windmill can blow down. But that one stands up. Yeah. Okay, I think I saw enough of the Savonius windmill. I'll add that to cool technology. It's not working.
Down below, there is such an incredibly deep pile of rubble, and the tower goes down. 5-6 stories underground.
But we
finished watching the movie 9/11, the new Pearl Harbor. It was a great show.
The highway, about 20
okay,
miles
here's
outside
this
of Reykjavik.
other one.
You can see this little guy spinning around all day, powering telecommunications equipment. Back in downtown Reykjavik, there's smaller versions of this sitting on top of a bus stop. They're powering a Wi-Fi base station, an advertising board, and a smartphone recharging station.
Reykjavik, Iceland.
In an industrial suburb on the edge of Reykjavik, a company called Icewind has set up shop in an abandoned coal power plant to build these turbines by hand. It's run by Thor, the company's business chief, and C. Thor, a former nuclear engineer.
This type of turbine is called the Savonius vertical axis wind turbine.
In case you missed it, that would be a Savonius vertical.
So the Savonius vertical windmill
access wind turbine
is really the wave of the future, and I think we'll all really appreciate what Savonius did. He created this open source technology that we could use well into the future. Pretty cool, and places like that are building really strong ones. Here's an incredible guitar that I was looking online. I was saying, hey, is there a guitar that it has a drum pad on it? And you know, the nice thing about having the internet is I have the ability to reach out and somebody knows something, because everybody's heard of something. And within a few seconds I got this link, and I'll give it to you guys. This amazing acpad.com site has just that. It's pretty cool. It's got a pad that you can play music patterns on, and then while you're playing guitar, so a lot of you who are interested in experimenting with guitars like Jimi Hendrix could become that. In fact, every time I think of music, I think of the music that we use on our site that we can't avoid playing every night because it's like a tradition.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop. We can't stop, we can't stop. We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop.
So let's be clear. In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim. America's Good Party.
For president. Can't stop, can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop.
First we hit 'em low, then we hit 'em high. Underrated, but we made it to the finish line. Rhymes designed to combine and intertwine. Spring to the summer, fall, even winter time. Beats banging harder, then head on collisions. We make incisions with precision and quick decisions, causing double visions. If you ain't up to speed, you need to speed it up harder. Piano read.
Can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, and we won't stop.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim. America's Good Party.
Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop, can't stop, can't stop.
All right, welcome to Valhalla, the place the Norwegians call heaven. Yeah, isn't this beautiful, this tree? I just love it. It reminds me of what we want to do with technology. We want to make clean technology that can clean the air and the water. That's what we are hoping. This is Guilty Subconscious presents van life. That's a cool technology. You know, more and more people are building a sustainable lifestyle in vans. Believe it or not. This is a video we're going to be playing later tonight. Thank you. Appreciate that. Misanthropy. The musical. Wow, this looks really good. The van life, the musical. All right, man. That looks really fun. Yeah, why not? I'll play it tonight. I will. Promise. Promise. Scout's honor. Hackers remotely kill a Jeep on the highway with me in it. Whoa. See, we know this technology of hacking the Wi-Fi systems that people have is there. They talk about it at conferences, how easy it is to hack into somebody's car. Yeah, this is really kind of wild. And our government's done nothing to prevent this from happening. They could build Faraday cages around the OBD2 systems that they have. Here's an example of what happened here. 5-minute video.
Hacked, just as you're parking in front of a ditch.
Okay, hold on tight. Hold on. Oh,
That's what I've learned from Charlie Miller and Chris Valasek, a pair of hackers who have spent the last year developing a piece of software that can wirelessly sabotage this 2014 Jeep Cherokee.
it hasn't been altered in any way. There are no devices attached to it. But like many thousands of Jeeps around the world, it can be remotely hacked over the internet through a cellular connection to its entertainment system that would allow someone to take over its steering, its transmission, and even its brakes.
To demonstrate that, I'm going to act as today's crash test dummy and drive it on the highway here in St. Louis, while Charlie and Chris hijack its digital systems from Charlie's house miles away. They wouldn't tell me what they had plans, but they assured me that it wouldn't be anything life-threatening.
Remember, Andy, no matter what happens, don't panic.
It's not the first time I've driven a car while it's being attacked by these two hackers. But in 2013, they were in the back seat, and their laptops were wired into the vehicle through a port in its dashboard. Now they're sending the same sort of attacks remotely, and I have no idea what they might do.
He's going as fast as I've seen him, so.
So first we're going to turn the fan on him.
Yeah, let's turn the fan on, see if he even notices.
Alright, something just turned on, all the fans and AC and stuff. I didn't do that.
The trick.
All right, I'm sure this is really fun for, you know, Beavis and Butthead to sit there working on software that can hack into cars. Meanwhile, our government's doing nothing to protect these people. I mean, there's got to be a way we could build a cage over the transponder that's in the OBD2 system. There's got to be. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, none of us are safe if we bought a car past 2005. And I'm sure that's practically everybody in the room here. I'm probably the only one who drives an old 2000 car. Well, let's be clear. Yeah, we're just going to check and see something here. Let me check your metrics. Guest chat is on, so people just aren't chatting. It could be the, it's the time of the season. It's the time of the season, do, do, do. When your love runs dry. It's the time. I'm going to get that song for tonight, yeah. Considered a blessing. Well, yeah. Less attackers, trollers. Time of the season. Do, do, do. When your love runs dry. Yeah, that's a great song. It's the Zombies. Official. Play that later on tonight. I want to pass that up. I love it when songs just kind of come into my head and I just say, hey, I'm going to play this later tonight. When we're, you know, doing fair use, of course. We're not profiting from the playing of the song. It's to show you how cool the 60s were. You aren't even safe in the hospitals. Hackers can remotely access syringe infusion pumps to deliver fatal overdoses. Same here, misanthropy, yeah. There you have it. More bad news for people in hospitals. Remind me never to get sick. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in there with a IV drip and somebody saying, "Oh yeah, well we'll just hack into the mainframe through the employee registry." There's no firewall. Look, we can control the entire intranet of the hospital. Oh. Vulnerable to hacking. Apparently, the FDA has ordered the recall of 465,000 pacemakers after they were found to be vulnerable to hackers. Well, how'd you like to have a pacemaker and you get a call saying, we're going to have to pull it out and re-gear it so it won't be hacked? That's only open heart surgery. Yeah. Unbelievable. I'm scared for a lot of people. I'm not personally scared because I wouldn't probably go to a doctor unless I was dying. There's such rip-offs. It's crazy. The healthcare industry is taken and screwed everybody over. You know, I met the guy who created MRIs, magnetic resonance imaging. I actually met him in the early 80s. And he was the nicest guy I've ever seen. I mean, super nice guy. Wow. It's like, yeah, I just created it because I want to help people. And at that time, we knew that they were expensive. I said, well, where do you think all the money's going to go? Well, I'm trying to help keep the money down because, you know, here's this really nice guy, an inventor, trying to keep the money down. And all these scumbags like Donald Trump coming in there to try to profit from every little thing they can do to give you an MRI. Costs you $3,000 in America and $300 in Thailand. Now, we heard of Volvo going all electric, but now the new Jaguar electric racing cars will be made in Coventry. Oh, excellent. I'm so happy that the Brexit is finally helping England. These all-electric Jags are one of a kind. It would have been fabulous working in a James Bond movie with the electric car. Cool. I don't mind Ford trucks. I'll tell you, Ford trucks are the best trucks made. The F-150, by far the best truck. Only has a couple of little flaws in it you got to worry about. The F-250 is a good truck. The F-350's not, it's a gas guzzler, but man, does that have power. No, the blackface was covered under free speech, you stupid Democrat. God, you people make me sick. God, you're just clinging to this political correctness. It's not even mentioned in the I don't believe the First Amendment has the word political correctness in it. Let me see. It'd be funny if it did, didn't it? Yeah. No reference to. No. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people peacefully to assemble. It doesn't go on to say, but Mark Vaughn can censor David's show without any correction or illegality whatsoever. It doesn't say that. Or you're not allowed to say certain things that might offend people because that would not be covered under free speech. You people, do you realize what you're trying to do, you Democrats? You liberal scum? I know I was a Democrat for years, so I know how it feels. Smooth and jazzy. He's so hot and cool and sexy. What are you saying? I don't need to swear and scream a lot, no. And please don't mention other people in other shows, because I get noticed enough. I've got hundreds of million people watching me right now. And you're not allowed to talk about other shows here. Well, you guys are just committing left and right violations of my code. Yeah, I'm just going to have to purge left and right here. Thanks. Jeez. I told you we don't talk about other shows here. I don't. Wow. Hot and steamy. There you go. Got that dry ice chest hair coming. And we don't talk about him either. No, he doesn't look like anything. Boy, I'm really having a problem here. I'll just clear chat permanently, okay? I'll just, every few minutes, I'll just clear chat. Jeez. I just can't believe what I've got people trying to rip into the show on a nightly basis, and then you have You have this nonsensical ability to talk about other shows. I don't even know if I'm going to give you an after show. I might just ban everybody. Yeah, just as a point of reference. I just showed you the coolest guitar on earth. Not even a thank you. All right, let's see what else is up. Okay, I'm going to try to hook up a new chat room. I'm going to do that later. I'm trying to find a better chat room to use besides Vaughn. Thank you. And I can't help but bring up this constant reminder that Trump is working with Putin. A Russian politician says on live TV that Russia stole U.S. presidency. He also says the sex tapes are real. Vyacheslav Nikonov, a member of the Duma, said U.S. intelligence missed it when Russian intelligence stole the president of the United States. He made the remarks on the Russian panel show Sunday evening with Vladimir Solovyov. Many of you are not very familiar with Russian television, but you will be soon, you stupid Americans. You have been deceived by this man named Donald Trump, who clearly is so greedy that anyone could buy him for a quick buck. How does it feel to be stupid like Trump tard? Well, what is it, Misanthropy? Why don't you, where were you last year when I was asking you that same question? I mean, dude, I've been asking you to help bridge us to another level and you're not helping. Gee, thanks. I guess I got to ask a little harder. Oh, you discovered it the other week? Okay, cool. Well, I did get a good lead on one chat room that I might be plugging in called VisitChat. I'm got an account there and I'm going to check out its features, but this is the newest one I'm looking at. It's got a lot of features. Okay, I'll take a look at Jitsi. Could be an Asian-based one. Okay, cool. Thank you. That might be very beneficial. Doot doot. Yeah, I'll look into it for sure. All right, thanks. I didn't mean to be too hard on you, but you know, it's getting to the point where we've been censored so much by Vaughn that I would have jumped out of this network 2 years ago if there was a viable choice. I'm not going to lose any viewers. People know to copy our signal off of our main site, America's Third Party. The Vaughn signal is not the best signal to copy off of, if that's what you're copying off of. It's got all kinds of errors in the uploading of the page. So, error. You know, I don't believe that story either. No. They say marijuana brings on temporary paranoia and other psychosis related to individuals at high risk of developing a psychotic disorder. They never did a test to see if the paranoia disappeared when there was no illegality involved. Yeah, it's the control variable. I looked at the stats on that study. The control variable was not included. Allowable recreational marijuana use in that state. Of course people are paranoid. They think somebody, you know, is going to find out they're doing something illegal. It's absurd. Plus, I do know that the study that did determine it was an acute psychosis, not chronic psychosis, that it triggered. Now, all of you anti-pot people are just standing in the wake of all of this solid evidence that marijuana helps people. I mean, here's this boy who suffered up to 100 seizures a day. And after being prescribed cannabis, he hasn't had one in 300 days. And he's benefiting from it. Here's the story in case you Trump tards give a crap about people, because you obviously don't. And you want to make cannabis illegal, which is hurting people. We're going to remove you. Mass shooting in Plano, Texas. What's going on here? Shooting leaves 8 dead, including suspect? Really? Huh. Okay. This is out of the blue. September 11th. I didn't hear about this. At least 8 people are dead, including the suspect, after a shooting at a home in Plano. Oh yeah, we did cover this. We never found out what it was, though. It's a city of nearly 300,000, less than 20 miles northeast of Dallas. Initially responded to reports of shots fired. When the police arrived, the officer confronted the suspected shooter. The officer opened fire, killing the suspect. 2 others were injured in the shooting. Their conditions were not released. Nobody's been identified. Everybody's an adult. Wow. All right. I don't have a health issue. What's your health issue? Uh-oh, Scissor Fight's facing some problems. Wow. According to this, they struck you. This is his copy of his video strike. Your community guideline violations are listed below. Video of Russian ambassador assassinated in Turkey, fake hoax. Wow. It's a violation of harassment and bullying? That's ridiculous. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that. I remember when that Russian ambassador assassination in Turkey looked fake. Yeah, we all said it was fake. I don't have syphilis. I don't have any STDs, STIs. I have no skin cancer. I have no physical ailments whatsoever. I'm like the living example of perfect health. I'm one step away from the man from GLAAD. It is BS, man. I'm telling you. And I remember that was ridiculous. The guy didn't even look like he was being shot. And then the shooter was seen from the outside of the building. Not even near the shooter. Not even near the victim. It was weird. It was like filmed from outside the building. Nobody can defend against these YouTube strikes. We need a political party. YouTube won't even respond. They won't even respond to anybody going into their offices. They just give you the glad hand and say, thank you. Use the water machine if you'd like any fresh water. Nice seeing you. Thank you. Bye. YouTube is an arm of the U.S. government now. They're essentially a division of DARPA. The defense industry is using the social networks to monitor you, much like Big Brother. In 1984, George Orwell's book, he prophesized that Big Brother will be watching everything, and they're doing it through the social networks. So yeah, that's a given. You're not going to be able to get it back. All you can do is back up all your stuff, and I'm sure Scissor Fight has hard drives, and just start open another account. Today you bought a solar-powered security light with a motion detector for $85. That's a good deal, David Sponheim. Yeah. There are some really good ones on the market. Actually, there's one with a security camera in it. We're looking at some new equipment we're looking at getting with security cameras on it, on board, and also that upload to the cloud and run on solar energy. Because my biggest concern is having the battery backup system that I have running out of energy and not being able to upload to the internet. So we're going to keep a low energy driven black box, which will take in all the incoming information, and we'll have that running on solar energy too. You know, you can construct a computer, a full-on computer now with a Raspberry Pi system for like $60, and it will run on a small battery and a solar panel. You sound like a CIA agent. Yes. Who's the copycat? David Sponheim, that's not true. Yeah, we're going to have you removed from the show. I don't censor you, no. I always give you a chance to come back in. You're usually muted. But in the case of David Sponheim, I banned him because he's the bad guy. Yeah, a $20 Android phone will do it, but your battery's going to run out. It's only got a day life in it. Unless you're, using the iPhone 10, which has about 2 days of life in it. Okay, 2908, this is your plan, all right? He wants to know how to get out of debt. Okay, I'm going to ask you to not go to coffee houses ever again. Get a drip coffee maker at the thrift store. Get a thermos carafe so it stays warm, so you don't have to worry too much if it's sitting around for a while. Okay, you're going to save $7 a day probably. Tonight, DT is going to bed. Take care. Sleep well, DT. Nighty night. Sweet dreams. Nighty night. Hey, we've got a new microphone courtesy of Mad Dog, everybody. You're probably hearing a little bit of crisper sound out of my voice. And I want to thank you very much, Mad Dog, for that. Your number 4 edition of Hybrid Capitalism is on its way. It's been mailed priority, and the number was sent to you. But you were very kind to give us this board. It's a little tricky working with the board, but Mad Dog was kind enough to give us a board, and we have this brand new mic, pretty much, with a better sound. Well, no, make something that you can drink in the morning versus $7 a day. You spend $30 a day on fast food, but you're $17,000 in debt. Well, you got to cut the fast food out. Go to my website, man, and check out my recipes. This is your way to save $17,000 in about 4 years. You'll be able to save a lot on your budget. But go to youtube.com and type in, or just go to this link right here, and you'll see about, bookmark this, you'll see about 50 recipes that you can put in your freezer and take home with you. Cool Rock is a site I'm developing for social networking. Yes. But seriously, those pre-made cans at Walmart are a little bit expensive relative to making your own. I'm telling you, it's not that big of a deal to make drip coffee in the morning. And get filtered water when you make it. You'll be drinking a healthier product than most of the Jolt drinks that are out there with tap water in them. You got to cut back on the fries. They're not helping your midsection there. Super duper genius. Yeah, the fries are a direct cause of weight gain. They're very empty calories. They have a little potassium, but most is just saturated fat, not good for you. Yeah, $30 a day on fast food could turn into $30,000 in heart surgery. Good point, Cat's Tail. Well, wads of lettuce and heads of lettuce, I don't know. But you're paying drive-through prices. That's the point. Yeah, cannabis doesn't make your blood vessels in your eyes explode. Not at all. Coffee is an antioxidant. Yes, it can combat cancer. It can. They say that coffee, 5 cups a day for 25 years for a man will prevent 51% reduction in prostate cancer. These are cited facts that have been in peer-reviewed publications like New England Journal of Medicine. Yeah, I think that grains are good for you and animal fats are bad for you, but I've also eliminated GMO grains because they're not good for you. So I'm defining my meals with organic and non-GMO whenever possible, but obviously, you don't always know what you're going to get. So a lot of my low-cost meals are set up with just basic ingredients, really low-cost basic ingredients. You can buy things in bulk and save money. Nothing happens. Again, fast food is not going to help you because you're spending too much money for food that is far less the market. Yeah, I'm definitely against a high-fat diet. The Atkins diet, the South Beach diet, the paleo diet. Long-term studies have not been done on their effect on the heart. And claiming that grains are bad for you, you're right. Carbohydrates are relatively bad for you. They can trigger diabetes and other things. So limit your grains and just get non-GMO grain. Whole grain takes longer to digest, and your body's using more of its ability to create insulin, to deal with the sugars that amass from carbohydrates. No, coffee can be made in a thermos and carried with you. Problem with living in this beautiful green mecca is we get a fly now and then. Oh no, Atkins is a high-fat diet. Get your act together, please. Thanks. One of the recommended food products on the Atkins diet were pork rinds. Just, you don't even know what you're talking about. If you're going to talk to somebody who's an expert like me, at least know what you're talking about. Well, the bottom line is chemotherapy is not the answer per se. There's a lot of opportunities to build up your immune system out there if you are suffering from a disease like cancer. Chemotherapy has been proven recently to trigger more pathways for cancer cells to grow. So there's a lot of discussion about the effectiveness of chemotherapy. Radiation therapy looks like it has greater promise and has for many years. But again, you could fry your body's blood vessels with radiation. You got to be very careful. Cutting back on your food is the best way to save from getting illness. It's true. Catstill says the cure for cancer is so simple: stop eating. But if you slow down your eating, you'll live longer and your body will respond better. It's overdosed with carbohydrates, especially these GMO carbohydrates that we're eating today. Yeah, well, it's called tequila therapy.
Get the fuck away from me.
This is a UK McDonald's fight going on here. Hang on, we've got a sadist in the room who likes to watch people get beaten up.
Alright, stockpile.
Yes!
I should say, like, get the fuck away from me.
You fucking don't get back. Show you, baby.
Alright, stockpile.
So in other words, the UK got rid of all their guns. There's gun control in the UK, but now people just knife each other and beat each other up in McDonald's. One can live on chlorella and spirulina alone and start looking like a fish. Look, I am an expert about legitimate high-fat diets like the Atkins diet. It is high protein, but they definitely include high fats. Yeah. Which cannabis strain do you smoke? The new one? No, I don't have a specific strain of cannabis I smoke. Because I don't smoke cannabis, okay? Jeez. What? You act like I get high before the show. That's true. Your blow-up doll is not legally your wife. No, I vape. I don't smoke. I vape. It's way better for you. Coming up the top of the hour, we'll be playing my video tutorial on how to vape and listen to Pink Floyd at the same time. But I don't vape on camera. There's a lot of good stuff going on in our economy. The cannabis revolution is really a big part of what I'm hoping America will be kicked into gear. So many people are, like the construction industry, when it slowed down, a lot of people in our area started building grow operations, and now they make a lot of money growing marijuana. So there's a flexible economy under the auspices of legal marijuana. So I think we have to all look into the possibility that this stuff is going to be good in the long run. Yeah, new technology. Medicinals, edibles, herbals. Okay, so we're going to be working on the new anti-ballistic missile system to counter the threat from Kim Jong-il. Except it won't necessarily look like this. You know, it's up, up, and away. So we'll try to keep it to a minimum. If I go left, maybe that'll work. Zip. Zip, zip, zip. Yeah, I just don't think Trump is doing enough to combat the threat. Kim is showing his lunacy, but at the same time, you know, doing nothing just allows this guy to lob missiles over Japan. I mean, I don't think that's cool. It just doesn't make sense that we wouldn't do anything. And I'm sure the Japanese are looking for some guidance here too. One off, one to go. I don't ban people who debate me on high-fat diets when they don't know what they're talking about. Okay? Thank you. You know, that would be a mistake. You're probably psychotic. You need help. The first book to have both the question and the answer on the same cover. Yeah. No. I won't allow pro-Democrat crap here. Sorry. I don't endorse Hillary. No, I just think that if everybody at the McDonald's had weapons of mass destruction, everything would be a lot safer. You know, the fact that you people can't carry a firearm makes people think they can jump anybody in the middle of the street and get away with it. In our country, people don't jump each other because they don't know who's packing and who's not. Your opinion is very valid, folks. We have a snowflake in here. Yeah, guest 444 is a snowflake, and he was never said. No one ever told him no. His parents always said, "Whatever you want, son, you can have. Would you like a new toy?" And now you're in here. A snowflake is the millennial, but the millennials have given birth to children now, and that's what we have is a snowflake. Your parents are millennials. You're a snowflake. We've got a triggered snowflake in the room. Well, I did preserve my DNA in a mayonnaise jar, but dang if I could find it in the refrigerator. Can you imagine somebody sticking their DNA in the refrigerator? Do I own a gun or any weapons? Like I should tell people what kind of weapons I have? You apparently don't know America. We don't talk about our firearms. Well, of course I'm American. I'm not some gun control activist who thinks it's okay to beat people up in the cities of UK. Well, again, you're refuting that I have zero scientific evidence. I studied the Atkins diet when it first came out. I know it includes high fat. I'm drawing from an actual memory. What do you have? I was living when the Atkins diet came out. You like that video? Well, technically, I am a lethal weapon. You know, a lot of you are worried about what to do in the event of a disaster. I got the perfect solution. Just hide in this camo net. Have no fear. Just put this over your head and hide inside of it. You can't even tell I'm here. Look at this. See? Totally disguised chat show host. Not even aware that I'm in the camo net. Yeah, you'll hide in the camo net till the zombies leave. Reminds me of, we watched the first episode that was been put on Netflix of Walking Dead. Oh my God. It's crazy. It was like the elitist Satanists, sadistic Satanists decided to write a script where everyone gets tortured and killed. All the best characters in the show. It's like, what a great way to start the season on Netflix. Don't tell me how it ends up, because a lot of you have been watching the show live. But The Walking Dead is a pretty interesting show, but it's clearly they're using it as pre-programming and predictive programming for the human race. Well, Misanthropy, the $400 plan per month is designed to give people the basis. It's the baseline. It's nothing special. I'm in 2017, man. What year are you in? Oh, I'm talking about Walking Dead. It was just released. Last year's show, the season was just released on Netflix. So I'm a year behind you because I save money. You waste it. That's who I am. That's how I roll. That's what I do. I save money. Well, I did not like seeing everybody's head bashed in, like Glenn. Yeah, Glenn had his head bashed in. It's like, This is insane. It makes me not want to watch the show because it's so violent. I should have known Walking Dead would be violent, you know? Something about the name that implies violence. All right. So I guess we don't really have that much to talk about tonight until they find the indictments on Donald Trump's tax returns. Yeah, Glenn and Abraham, yeah. We did talk about all the money that they're going to... A lot of the mining executives... We gave lots of money to mining executives under Trump, and now they're going to use the winnings to spend money at Trump's D.C. hotel to win favor with Trump. Isn't that nice? So we've created an entire subclass of oligarchs in the mining industry that want to wine and dine at the Trump hotel in D.C., and he gets to collect the bill after we gave them extra money to do this. Are you beginning to see the picture, conflict of interest that this man is doing on a daily basis in Washington? It's unheard of. Our country is so out of control, it's beyond belief. We allowed the swamp to get worse, not clean the swamp. I don't want to read her book. I'm forced to read some words in front of me. It's not even... I think she had a ghostwriter write it as she rambled on vodka tonics. I was reading Hillary's words there for a second. I could just imagine her sitting there with her ghostwriter and just drinking vodka tonics and writing her book that way. Oh, it wasn't a real excerpt? Okay. Well, it wasn't very funny. If that was a joke, I'm not laughing. Okay, anytime we get another attack from North Korea, if I were your president, we'd whip out another anti-ballistic missile and take that sucker out. And somebody said, why would you do that? Because he's firing a missile at our allies and we need to test our anti-ballistic weapons until we get them to work right? And plus we get rid of his ordnance in the process? Yeah, I don't see any reason. If we've got these anti-ballistic weapons, let's test them out. What are we waiting for? If this guy's going to escalate, we're going to have to build better anti-ballistic weapons. No, I don't know. AVG is good on some systems. There's a lot of free antivirus software now. Avast is out there. You got Panda, you've got Komodo. Komodo has a cloud-based anti-software, kind of like Trend Micro. There's a lot of free alternatives to the full-on virus protection you would get from beep, 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 and other competitors. Yeah. Bitdefender is awesome, but you do have to sign up with your email account, and they send you constant reminders. And don't forget your password.
The University of Minnesota publishes non-binary gender pronouns writing guide to butcher the English language on behalf of crybullies and snowflakes. If it's ever seemed to you as though liberals speak in their own nonsensical language, fasten your seatbelt, because we're about to prove it.
Okay.
Once and for all. In the spirit of tolerance and political correctness, the University of Minnesota has offered students a resource guide so that they can learn how to use non-binary pronouns when speaking to or about an individual that doesn't necessarily go by he or she. The resource guide, which is posted on the University of Minnesota's Center for Writing's...
Okay, well, this will be very interesting later tonight. Thank you for that link. I added it to our list of videos we'll play. Very deceptive. Here's a person who uses the password. Fascinating. No one would ever expect that. Everybody has a disposable email account somewhere. So you use your disposable email account to log in to get your virus check, your Bitdefender account, so it can clean your computer. remotely. So you're allowing some company to come in and clean your computer remotely and giving it a fake email address. So you're handing over your entire password, your entire computer, and you're trusting the company to do that. Yet you're not trusting the company with your password and your email address. Okay. All right. Sure. Go ahead and hijack my computer and oh, but I don't want to let you know my password. You don't see the irony of that? Well, I know Walter was onto something earlier with these people that are the back doors to various computers, and he said Raspberry Pis are awesome. And Antisocial Devil says, hey, why was I banned? I was just talking about buying a solar light when I said I bought it at Home Depot. I did not in any way try to ban you, man. You were kicked out by Vaughn. What was your account name, and I'll unban you. In fact, better yet, I'm going to unban all. So you come back in here. I don't know how that happened. I know. I thought you were just talking mildly about a solar light you bought at Home Depot. I didn't ban you. Some people are banning me, banning right up from under us. Look at, I was swatted illegally, and this is something that I'm going to be pursuing in the future. What the swatting departments are doing around the country is illogical. It's illogical, Captain. But Spock, tell me why they are using police brutality to swat people. They are misusing their police state, Captain. Beam me up, Scotty. Yeah, I would love to know why they do that. I'd love to know why all these chemicals are sitting in airplanes being distributed across the globe with chemtrails. I'd love to know why they're treating us like a bunch of insects. It's like they see us as rodents or roaches, and the elitists are just getting away with this, and our government is sitting there doing nothing. Yeah, these are not ballast testing equipment. This is actual chemical dispersals running on a local area network. Every single one releases at a specific time above your house, above your air, in which you then end up breathing the fumes emanating from them. And God knows what they're putting in there. They don't care. Whatever industrial waste that they can pull up out of the ground. They got a triple whammy. Well, I'm glad I didn't get hurt either, but I did injure my shoulder, but it wasn't life-threatening. I had a repeat injury that was aggravated by them grabbing my shoulder and yanking up my body while I was cuffed for no reason. Well, what's going on with California rice? What's your concern, 129? There's a couple of California rice producers that are organic. So what are you saying? There's a heightened level of arsenic in rice because it's a water-based product and there's a lot of arsenic in the ground. Hang on, I'm going to prefer to talk with my net over my face for anonymity purposes. Yeah, the new X-Files I hear it's the truth. They're putting the truth in the new X-Files. Everyone should watch the new X-Files, Scro says. Now, I will reveal a small amount of my identity here, but you won't be able to see me except the camo netting will be protecting me. Oh, this is nice. Okay, let's take a look. No, I don't have an IM. Nobody sent me an IM. You're lying, Time. Yep, so it's too bad that Mark is independently banning people that I call out the show. So he must be watching our show and independently banning anybody who comes in. So to recap what we've been watching so far tonight, we found out that Jaguar is making a new electric car, a trophy racing car. The new Jaguar. They're going to visit some of the world's greatest cities. Okay. Wow, the full lineup. They're lining up at the grid. Race to innovate is their mission. Okay, and then we talked a bit about the pacemakers and how the Hacker News is saying that people can be remotely hacked at hospitals. And the government actually recalled 465,000 pacemakers. And this car was, we'll play the video for you in just a bit. The complete video. After Pink Floyd, where the guy literally has his car hacked right in front of his eyes. And this is a new Blueborn Android takeover demo. Let me add that to the lineup. This is how they could hack into your accounts through your Android. Very scary. And we just featured Chinese banks stop taking North Korean money fearing U.S. sanctions. Yep, Vivo just got hacked. Vivo Links. Another day, another multinational video service brought to its knees by a group of rogue hackers with a bone to pick. You heard YouTube was down yesterday. Or 2 days ago, sorry. YouTube and Google was down. Hackers are going after those accounts. But Vivo has been attacked as well. Oh, and this poor woman locked herself in a freezer. Yeah, I didn't really want to show you the video. Sad. Okay, this is a very violent chase. I'll be adding this to our show later. I just locked out my audio and my that track was gone. Huh. I'm not sure what just happened.
Possibly done a tyre. We are at Golf Lima 6-1. Bravo Golf. Echo. Stand by for a decamp. Stand by for a decamp.
Okay, so that's a chase we'll put in. Our Audi RS6 versus police in a chase. We'll add that to the list of things we'll play tonight. Wow, and this is a new innovation for anybody who is desperate for a resume. Resume Now is an online resume creation service. You know, so many things are going to go automated. This will create a resume for you that will get you a job that employers will love. It knows how to structure your wording in such a way. So resume-now.com. Isn't that cool? Some woman got locked in a freezer on a date night party. She'd end up freezing. Don't talk to Scro that way. If you had any idea, Scro would kick your butt. Okay? He's a heavy dude with some heavy messages, I'll tell you. He told me how heavy he was the other night. I don't mean weight problem. I mean he's a heavy dude. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. Okay, Trump in Florida to survey damage, meet with victims. Reading his script in Florida. The Trump puppet will read his script for the American people as he... Truth Virus has that story. What's up, everybody? And he was checking his hotel out. Yeah, he was checking the damages at his hotel. He wasn't really there concerning anyone. And then Dean Martin, That's Amore, came in our show. We're going to be playing that in our after-hours show. Wonderful Dean Martin. His music lives on. And there's Jerry Lewis, the late Jerry Lewis, who just passed away a couple weeks ago. Wow. Isn't it amazing? People are dying. And then we just found the ultimate deal tonight. For all of you who are seriously in need of a home, we found you a beautiful Cougar trailer for sale. 2003, really nice one for only $3,200 near Miami. I'll give you the link in the room if you're watching. This could get this trailer sold and maybe a family off of the street if you happen to have that money. And there's been a big oil spill outside of the Athens beaches that they're dealing with. Not fun. Okay, here's the link to the Craigslist. Maybe it's been sold already. And you got something for tonight's entertainment? Okay. That'll work. Princess Leia. Wow, this is good. We're and we talked about the homeless problem too tonight. This is a guy who virtually is without a home now, and he was told by the Anaheim police that he's got to go by Friday. Everybody's out of there.
And I'm wanting to, and everybody keeps asking, how do I feel about the state of emergency? State of emergency. Honestly, I want to know if this state of emergency is going to help us out of here, or just push us out of here.
It's a good question.
If it's just going to push us out of here, where are we going to go? Everywhere that y'all don't want us.
So the homeless problem is very serious all across the country, and Donald Trump has done nothing. Nothing. He's so out of touch, and he has not done a damn thing to help these people who are severely down and out. Skid Row is doubled the size in the past few years. Cesar Fight was down there watching, and he couldn't believe what film footage he has. It's just so sad to see people, their whole lives are living right there on the road with barely any place to defecate. And you know, in San Diego there were 15 deaths from hepatitis A. Over 200 people came down ill because of fecal and urine contamination on the streets of San Diego. So Trump is literally doing nothing to deal with this coming epidemic of homelessness across the nation. It's unbelievable how we landed here with this corrupt government run by the Illuminati. And Trump is absolutely a puppet of this Illuminati nightmare. And officials removed the Robert E. Lee statue in Dallas Park. The thing that was used to pull it off was brought to that location, ended up crashing and causing a death on the way over. And here they are pulling it out of the ground. I would have said, last week I would have said no removal of any edifices in the United States under penalty of law and civil punishment.
But now, as you can see, they're putting the chain around the Robert E. Lee statue. That's at Lee Park in Dallas. They are set to take this thing away and take it to a local museum in the Dallas area. More on that as we get it.
And we aren't going to feature this guy. He's a total pothead. He gives potheads a bad name. And this is weird. Yeah, this happened. The North Korean warning to the North Koreans by statement by Secretary Tillerson. He's basically making a statement, saber rattling back at Kim Jong-un. Not really working, is it? All right, that's it. That's all she wrote. So now I take you to my one of my favorite songs from the 1960s, and then I'll drift into a little bit of Pink Floyd, and then we'll get into a whole line of videos as we approach the evening on Technology Thursday. I will be adding my YouTube video of the cooking show tonight as well at the 2 o'clock hour. But we play videos all the way to 2 in the morning, so if you're watching us from overseas and you want to catch an early morning rise with some good, interesting stuff, feel free to watch, as we're being multicast by UHF, VHF, CCAM, and countless other networks out there. Very cool. It's the time of the season, doot, 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 when your love runs dry. Whew. Okay, back to the chat room, and final words from you. Yeah. Senator Schumer caught on hot mic. Trump likes me. Ha! That's funny.
He likes us. He likes us. He likes me anyway. Look, what we said is exactly accurate.
Look at this.
Here's what I told Mr. President. You're much better off if you can sometimes step right and sometimes step left. If you have to step just in one direction, you're boxed. He gets that.
In other words, the Democrats, Republicans suck up to each other whenever they want to pass their money-making opportunities. Again, the two-party system colluding again and not even caring about the violations of our national security with Russia. It turns out Hillary Clinton and John Podesta were making deals with Russia as well. So if you're not concerned about the Russian invasion of our country from within, then you don't realize the need for a third party. Then you might as well just walk your ways to the FEMA camps, which is exactly where the elitists want to send us. You see, they control Russia, they control Putin, they control Kissinger, they control Trump. We are left with no representation as Americans. The two-party system has virtually left us in the lurch for solutions, and we're not getting them. As they continue to spray us with these canisters of chemical pollution delivered to our heads, courtesy of airdrops by Evergreen Air. And our government continues to ignore what's really happening. And Donald Trump won't even fire off an anti-ballistic missile to save Japan or South Korea. Isn't that interesting? This man is a total puppet of the New World Order, and he's doing nothing to stop a real, credible threat from North Korea. It's very strange. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I wish I did. Wish I knew. Time to go. Time to go. Okay, thanks for coming in, everybody. It's been fun talking to you. My DACA plan was I was going to repeal DACA. That was my goal. But to provide a fast-track naturalization plan in its stead. But Trump doesn't have an idea. If he tried, he has to steal ideas, and he can't even get that right. So DACA is not as vital to the Democrats as we think. It doesn't necessarily lead to a better economy. We still want to get people to be legal immigrants or legal U.S. citizens, and not just giving them a free pass and giving amnesty to kids. It's just not working for us. All right, thank you very much for coming in. We'll talk to you later. Take care.